actually didn't even start streaming yet. So. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to our Project Terra Gamedev stream. I'm Felix aka Laxen and I will do game dev despite the heat we have here, at least for as long as I can handle it. And with me in the voice chat are Henne aka Geflügel and Stefan aka Ratchet.
Hello.
That's why you don't have your blanket.
Yeah, definitely no blanket today. I would die. Okay, let me unpause the music.
Felix, you must die here and now.
No. Yeah, some bots still not working. How hot is it over there anyway? In Celsius, I think it's about 32, 34.
For me it's 30, but I'm also not in the only German desert like Felix.
Yeah, it's like 32 degrees right now. The problem though is that it's not just hot right now, it has been hot like the last few days, so like everything is warmed up. Usually the flat is fine for a few days of heat because, well, it takes some time for the house itself to warm up, but now, well, it has been hot long enough, so it's no escape from the heat.
Maybe you...
Like somebody commented, yeah, like I'm currently playing the soundtrack from Stray because that's a game I played the last few days, and I actually...
You also played Stray. Did
yes,
you?
I also play it.
Did you play it because you saw it in a VTuber stream?
No. Why?
Because
Why
there's a lot of VTubers playing it currently.
Yeah, not only VTubers, like the world,
I know,
the world
I
doesn't
know.
resolve about the VTubers.
What?
And, like,
What?
it's a cat game. Come on, like the internet
What?
goes crazy. Why not? I mean, it's a good game though. It's actually a very good
Yeah,
game.
yeah, I can see it.
And the soundtrack is actually very nice, so and that's why I'm playing
It's
it.
very
again.
relaxing, I assume.
You mean from Stray?
Yeah.
I actually have to say I found the soundtrack super annoying. I'm not a big fan
What?
of the bleep bloops. Yeah,
Whoops.
like let's say these, you know, like the side quest thing you can do
Hmm.
in that first open area.
Hmm.
There was a lot of like music that just played in the background when you enter the building and stuff, and I was not a big fan of that.
Hmm. Well, I
It was
know.
very ear-piercing.
Yeah, maybe the audio mixing and everything could have been better, but the compositions themselves I liked. I actually even liked some of those small side tunes they had, like, I don't know. I just like the music. Alright, anyway, so, yeah, today I will work on actual content, I think. Actually, I will actually start implementing a feature, I think, because there's something else I wanted to do with respect to climates, right? We can actually specify climates for our map, so I will show this later. I know, like, I think a little warning for today's stream, you might be spoiled like a little bit about what the game would look like, because I think at this point it's very hard to avoid to show development without spoiling a little bit, but it's like it's something you would see right in the beginning of the game, so it's not a big spoiler. It's more like it kind of like the stream might reveal a bit more about how the environment of the game looks like, just because of how like things might look a bit different from what we posted before. But yeah, as I said, like you will actually see all of these things right in the beginning of the game, and we will show this in trailers and whatever we show of the game in any case. So it's not like I don't really think it's actually really spoiler material. In any case, so yeah, some streaming basics. So for those who are first here, we work on the game. We will showcase some of the stuff we created recently, And if you have any questions, just ask them in the chat, and make sure to write at @RadicalFishGames or at Geflügel or at Regiden, and then it's more likely that we will spot the question. What is that drink? Blood? Are you a vampire? Do you really think blood looks like this? That's not... I think it's too magenta for this. No, this is like... It's actually an energy drink for once. Because I saw this somewhere recently and I was feeling a bit tired, so I thought, I might as well drink an energy drink today. So maybe this helps me through the stream. Yeah. Don't know if anyone asked this already, but will you visit Gamescom next month? Actually, yes. Part of the team will be visiting Gamescom. We will be there from Wednesday to Friday. Not sure how many of us will visit on Friday, but at least on Wednesday and Thursday we will be there. How do you know what blood in a glass looks like, Mr. No Vampire? That's a good point, actually. But I would think blood would be more dense. Maybe it's blood mixed with water. Okay, so let's stream a little bit. Yes, so this is what we are currently working on. What in particular what I'm working on is this map, but there's a lot of maps. Not sure if I should show all the maps. Maybe I can at least keep Stefan's map a secret for now.
My map, because it's so good.
Yeah, I actually already showed your map, so.
Oh, yeah, okay, too late.
Too late.
Disclaimer, it's not really my map. Stefan mapped all the basic environment.
Yeah, same for my map. Yeah.
Yeah. We are just in big quotation marks doing the details and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more work this time around, so...
Yeah.
What is more work? The details or the...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if it is, but maybe. But then again, we also had like maps like the jungle maps, who had like a ton of detail work, so...
Yeah.
We will see. I mean, so far I think it doesn't feel super much work, but then again I'm not finished, so. And I feel like the planes feature can really make some of the detail work much faster than like what we had before.
Not only can, it absolutely does.
It does, yeah, it totally does.
But on the other hand, we would just have much more props on the map using crosscode. So that's why on the one hand we have better tools, on the other hand we do more work on each map, so it will take
like
kind of like this might even out in a way.
In my current map, the number of sprites we are drawing on the screen is twice as big as Gaia's garden. Easily. And that's just one plane. The map has like, I don't know, 20 by now, I think.
Yeah.
Which we really should need to upgrade to a system that doesn't update these planes every frame. Because most of them are static.
Okay, Black Eagle says it's actually not it's not really a spoiler, it's more like a sneak peek. Yeah, I mean that's how you can describe it. Anyway, so this is my map, and this is the part I mostly worked on. As you can see, like the rest doesn't have that much details. So this might look a bit weird, and that's why we actually have two states in this map here. That's the first state, and this is the second state. What?
Is it Alabama?
Why Alabama?
Because it's a state.
Yeah, great, Hannah. So yeah, the maps actually will change. So that's more or less the big twist, and this is how the map looks like in the beginning. And right now we actually have a special climate assigned to the map.
We got a.
And if I change the climate, actually you don't see the climate. Because down here I have a climate selected.
Hey, how did you find the climate? Well, I just, opened the door and there it was.
Yeah, it was.
That's
But
right.
the climate has really changed. It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
Also, we got a question by Stummer Schrei.
Climate has changed. Climate has changed.
You mean your pipeline is like the car industry, where the engines do less emissions, but now they build very heavy SUVs instead?
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
Kind of.
It is kind of like that. Just, okay, and now you can see we also have now environment effects, like we did in Crosscode, right? So that is something we have now, and you can see them in the map live all the time. Maybe we want to have an option for that, but yeah, for now it's not really annoying that much. So,
Felix, did you you have been working with planes a bit, right?
yes,
Did you know that the planes have a mask function when you right-click on them?
yes.
I think we showcased it at some point already.
Yeah,
Damn it.
you can actually edit this and submit it, and then
Our viewers know more about the plane system than I do. Okay, because I overlooked it, damn it.
All right.
To be fair, there is no button. You kind of have to know it's a right click. That's because the mask property is hidden. I could just make it visible and then have a button in there that does the same thing. And then you can edit the mask for that.
Yeah, the right
By the way,
click is
Felix,
something you need to realize first.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask why use two planes there?
Because you can move those around more easily, and I don't know, like I'm actually, the thing that I have to specify several points is actually something I don't like still. Like, and if you do this, because here in the middle you don't have them, so I would have to specify 2 points, so the thing spread out. And if I don't have 2 planes, I avoid specifying points, and I prefer this. And I'm still thinking of implementing an auto point feature, because I think it's not that hard. And if you want, I can actually do this. And I mean, you could just say that you can still specify the points manually, and if you don't do this, you can make it assigned automatically. That's currently why I use smaller planes. Also because sometimes I think having smaller planes in the long run is because you have, like in terms of selection, it's less of a hassle. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you mean what I said earlier in Discord, like selecting the giant water planes by accident all the time whenever you click anywhere.
Yeah,
basically.
we can think about locking
Yeah,
planes, so you can't. At least you will not drag them around accidentally or something like that. But at least the selection works in a way that the smaller planes will always be preferred. So that's why a huge plane usually should not be in the way, right? Because the smaller planes will always be selected first.
Yeah, that should already be the case. What I also implementing currently is a way to have a slider for a Nyx variant that basically is active under a certain tag condition. That reduces the number of props spawned in the field plane, which is good for the grass planes.
Oh yeah, so you mean like for Nyx you can just reduce the density, or...
Right. So
I was actually thinking of something like that too, yeah.
I feel like that's needed anyway in the long run.
How do you determine that the Nyx variant is active?
with a optional tag. Like you have the density,
okay.
and then you also have like a pop-up thingy where you can make a condition.
Yeah, and that's
Like
actually
condition.
exactly this is something I want to implement for climate now. Right now you can specify one climate per map, and I want to add another option where you can specify a list of tag conditions and climates, and then those will override the specified climate if the condition is true. Because right now there's like this Nix climate, and later when nature returns, the nature climate should be active again. So right now you still see those things here. That's why this needs to change. Yeah, and that's what I want to do first. So I will work on that now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still coding for now. I think I will work on this first, and after that I'll probably just do some mapping to fill up the time. So that's my plan for today. Okay.
Something I also was thinking about is adding a min and max kind of like height difference that the field plane allows when spawning props.
Oh, you mean like it allows multiple heights over? Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I was
because
actually thinking,
technically
yeah.
that isn't really that much. I hope at least it isn't that problematic if I...
It shouldn't be, right? I mean, right now you just sample the height and it has to be equal to the plane height, and you just have to change this to allow a certain radius, I think.
Yeah, like I would differentiate between a min and a max z relative to the field plane position. And then, because sometimes you just want to be able to walk up but not down.
Yeah.
For example, with water.
Yeah, for instance, with water?
Yeah, like if your plane is over water and also above a cliff, right? And you would just have one value that says how much it can go in both directions.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You only want to specify one direction, or like both directions separately. Like here, for instance, I have this plane for grass, and now I would have to create another plane for this patch and for that patch, and I thought, I won't bother.
Yeah,
but now I can say, okay, go 2 tiles lower. That's still fine. Then it will also fill this part here, right?
Exactly. That's the idea. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Oh, okay. I can. Thomas added too much leaves. Now we don't have options for very little leaves.
Oh.
Is someone currently at the working on the asset? Are you going to work on the asset?
I probably I will not. I think if I just focus on the technical part here and then on mapping, the assets are free.
Then I'll be doing that now.
Thanks.
I started watching a really, really cool show that I can only suggest you all watch if you can, and it's called What We Do in the Shadows, featuring Matt Berry.
I think is it based on something?
No, it's a mockumentary.
Okay, wait a second.
About a quadrant of vampires that live in Staten Island in New York, right? And there is like a vampire that's like super old and is like some
but it's
like
already
Ottoman Empire slaying lord. Then there's like a couple where like Matt Berry is one of the actors, and then there's another dude. They always call Colin Robinson. They always call him by his full name, And he's an energy vampire. He drains people
Energy.
by boring them to
Oh
death.
no, oh no. It's
He
terrible.
drains their life force. And it's like super funny, like Matt Berry, who you might know from IT Crowd.
Oh, which character did he play in IT Crowd?
God damn it! I'm thinking of other shows, but I'm blanking. Chat, help me. IT Crowd. He is the boss. Like
Oh yeah, the first boss
Who-
or like the
the second boss. The second.
oh
boss,
the
right?
second.
Like
Oh, okay,
very-
yeah, yeah. Mm.
And he's like a vampire that's like every time he turns into a bat, he says like bat. He's like,
Yeah,
bat.
that's actually sounds like this actor. Yeah, I can already imagine that. Nice.
And absolutely genius. And his name is Laszlo Cravensworth. There's an entire episode where he has to flee his home, and he starts to go to a small town where he pretends to be a friendly old guy and helps the local volleyball team to go to the finals. And it's all in this kind of sports movie theme, right? And that's all kind of like guest stars they regularly bring in. There was like what's his name, Mark Hamill, recent memory. And I think Taika Waititi
Yeah.
is the co-author of that show.
Yeah, I just saw that on Wiki.
And he himself was also at one point in the show.
Yeah, he often does that. I mean, he also played someone in Mandalorian, I think.
Really great show. It is on Disney Plus, so
Yeah, and I think I know by where I heard of that name, because the name is the show is from 2019. So I think I heard people talk about it before.
oh, we have 3 seasons of that currently. Okay. Such that, if you're ever looking for some fun mockumentary stuff, if you're into that, The Office kind of style of comedy. Definitely a good show to watch, I would say. Actually, why don't I just add some new tiles? There's still space in here. Perfect. Oops. No. That's better. Right, let's do this one over yonder. Anyway, I also did you finish Stray?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Today,
you probably
actually.
did, right? It's a very short game, so.
Yeah, it's not very long. Yeah. But I personally liked it. I mean, it wasn't
I mean, I liked it too.
like it was I don't know, like I just liked the atmosphere mostly.
Yeah, that for sure, and like the attention to detail, like Jesus.
Can
Yeah,
you
like,
pet the dog?
Crap.
Can you pet the dog?
There's no dogs, as far as I
What?
Yeah, no dogs. No dogs have been located.
Oh no.
know. Yep, only kids. I mean, it's just funny because like mostly like the cat obviously is nice, But I think I actually mostly like the game because the robots are actually like really nice and charming. Mostly like the designs, the way they are, like their design, like the way they behave and the kind of clothing they wear. It's kind of like, it's a little bit hard to describe.
Very makeshift is like all over because story reasons, right?
Yeah.
There's like a good explanation of why they do what they do.
Yeah, there's a very nice story building overall. I wouldn't say it's like it's not usually original, but it's just presented in a good way. I just
there
like
are some.
I mean, I just like in general, like the writing is, I think it's decent. It's at least it's good, and it's especially like it really. It's short, right? You have so many NPCs, but they really don't say that much. But what they say is usually interesting enough, so you actually talk with them. At least that's how it was for me, right? So, kind of like, in general, like the amount of text I think was well balanced in the game. And like it was just the match of having the cat. Which, you know, cats can climb and jump on things very well. And just exploring the city as a cat and being able to jump up on all the things and walk around when usually people wouldn't be able to walk. It's like a very nice match, right? I mean, an exploration game with a cat just really makes sense. Because a cat can move like in so many unexpected ways. So
That's true.
I think that was like, it was just a very, very nice fit in general. So like exploring the environments actually was quite a lot of fun, I thought.
Yeah, and like they also made sure that it's without the usual, hey, this wall is climbable, but instead you basically along the edges where you can jump, you get a button prompt, right? You
see the button
I actually
prompts.
thought when I saw this, I actually thought like it would have been nicer if they just highlighted the edges and just tutorialized that you can press the X button to jump. Because then it would have been more inward. But they made a good job of it. Like it's every time you always see where you can't jump, right?
Yeah.
When there's no prompt, you can't jump there. It's that easy.
Yeah, and for the most part, I think they designed the word that it more or less makes sense. Where you can jump and where not. Like that, of course, there's a few exceptions, but like for instance, they put like a certain wired cables. How do you say? Something on top of things, so obviously it would hurt if you jump there, so you cannot jump there. So something like that.
Oh yeah, like these metal bars that are
metal bars. You know, the stuff
conveniently on
the stuff you
you
put on buildings to get to hold the pigeons away, right? This kind of stuff. So, I mean, design-wise, it even made sense to some degree. And they use this quite effectively to mark where you can't jump, so. Okay, is there a typo on line 181?
We got a few questions.
I don't see a typo. Unless, I don't know.
I don't see one either. Climate.
I mean,
default.
Felix has disabled the
nice.
The spell correction.
So that's why there's so many typos in the comments.
What?
I recently I changed something. You wrote swappable with 1p.
I constantly.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, damn it. Swappable with 1p?
Yeah,
No,
I constantly change stuff like that.
It happens if like usually it can be annoying because the IDE is immediately like, hey, there's a typo in this word, and it can be annoying because it looks a little bit like an error.
Yeah.
When it really isn't.
And sometimes it's not a typo, it's just like a fitting name you use. That's not a real word, but it fits because it's like a combined word of something to describe something.
What you can
Like
do
pipe.
in this yeah, like what you can do in these instances, right, is just hover over the thing and then say other actions and then add to dictionary.
Yeah, right. Add to
What
dictionary.
is climate written the wrong way? Or what is the problem? I mean, I still don't
No,
see the
it's
typo.
yeah, it's fine. I think someone's just
Calling you, Felix.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
beaming you.
So now I will finally go through the questions that we got since forever, because you needed to talk about cats. Will you still be leaving test maps in Terra like you did in Crosscode? I mean, most likely. I don't think we will ever remove them for release, because...
Maybe we will.
No, Felix, people need
I
to...
mean, that's why we did the test folder, right? So we can effectively just
I
keep that
see.
folder out.
I see. Yeah, okay, maybe we will
The
actually
game
remove
needs
it.
to
Sorry.
work.
Also...
I can see it helping a little bit with file size.
Well, a little
time.
bit. There's another question.
This track actually from Stray here kind of like reminded me a little bit about Chrono Trigger for whatever reason.
I can see it.
Because it had this kind of like this kind of sad music when you found those chests, and it kind of reminded me of that. I don't know.
It's me a bit of Faster Than Light, Felix.
What?
No, it doesn't. It's better. I mean, it's not as good. Faster Than Light is much better, of course.
Okay, whatever.
Let's just call
I
it
guess.
Klima. Let's just call it Klima.
Okay.
Also, code is kind of like you sometimes want to have that flow where you just code without worrying about typos, right? Because like for the computer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I actually still think I get spelling errors. I don't think I disabled them.
Yeah, in that case, you would have seen it. See,
But what seen what? I mean, where's the spelling
nothing.
error? Okay.
Nothing. There was none. Someone mistook a
Yeah.
just a naming variable thing
Okay.
wrong. I think that's all that happened.
Okay.
You are fine. You are al dente.
Okay. What is the problem? Oh yeah, that's an array actually of stuff. Okay.
Also, I think I already said this in team, but I started playing Dragon Age 3 again. Believe it or not, this game actually has a lot of in common with our game. In that it has different areas which are like their own maps, right? And they are cohesive. With the difference, but they have they have this kind of whole idea of you are this newly established order called the Inquisition, and you are going about the world trying to get connections, right? Build an army to fight off some evil dude or something. Like, I don't remember.
Do it like this.
And the game is still a mess, I think. It's still like, when you play it back right now, you can really see how they envisioned such a big game, like really big game with different factions and all these different things, and especially in the cutscenes, they feel kind of stiff, right? Where it feels like, okay, they did a first pass, and then they left it like that and probably said, all right, we don't have time, we have to move on. Which sucks sometimes because the voice acting is kind of great.
Oh yeah, they definitely get really good actors for that.
Like nice selection of accents and stuff like that.
Yep,
And one I couldn't handle. I mean, it also depends on which class you take, I think. Because like when I played it the first time, I played a warrior, and I felt that was annoying as hell to play. But now I'm playing an archer, and it's the best thing ever.
People who just met you guys.
What?
Huh?
What was that?
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
For some reason, no. I just clicked on it. You know when you have like you have like a browser open like Chrome, and you reopen basically all the tabs that you had, and you sometimes have like videos open that you haven't finished yet.
Never happens to me.
Anyway, but it does happen, and when you click on those tabs for the first time, and it's a YouTube tab or like a video tab, it instantly starts, and you have to click pause when you don't want to actually watch it. And I just had like a podcast tab open still that I have never basically opened in this session yet. So it just started talking, and I'm surprised that you could hear that actually. Funny. Anyway, I clicked on pause, so now you can't hear it.
Alright.
Are all my ASMR tabs paused? Yes, they're all paused. Okay.
Are you just like playing them all at once?
Yeah,
Like,
of course. No, not really. It's just that I have like
ASMR.
that's how ASMR is meant to be enjoyed, like listening to 5 at once. No, I have
Anyway,
like
back
yeah.
to like Dragon Age. I just want to say like Archer is actually really fun. I'm combining it with some rogue abilities, so that I can basically hook myself to an enemy, then use a special attack to basically do a backflip while shooting out arrows, which makes my next attack 200% more effective, right? And then I'm shooting a special attack that leaps through enemies, right? Like chain attacks enemies, and that is fun. That's just fun. And then you have my second character. I always play 2 characters. Is a mage, right? And he just keeps freezing enemies. They're like permanently frozen. They can only escape if they immune to ice magic. We need to do something surrounding the flower, showing a little bit of greenery.
Yeah, I was actually playing this, so but like a little bit polishing. So for now, I will still like the idea is that there's a little bit green grass, and when it grows, it actually will expand a little bit. We can use decals for that, or just show a ground mesh or something. So we can definitely do that.
Now I know what I lost. I lost all the light green mappings I did.
Oh.
Thankfully, that's very easy to add. I didn't really pay attention. Because you can just throw those in, I noticed, between the darker ones and the normal ones, and it generally looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, it's always nice to have subtle ground textures, because they're not really, they don't annoy you, and they kind of like break up very uniform areas, right? So you can actually, it's great, it's nice to have like a great space like this without any obstacles for battles, but it looks boring if it's just one color. So you can use those, and then you can use a little bit of grass. And I think the grass actually looks great if you put it on the green grounds with different brightness. So
yeah, I'll do it all.
I mean, that's what I already noticed in this test map I created for the tweet. Those bright grass, it looked weird structurally, but just in terms of contrast, it was actually nice. So that's why I thought, let's make one that doesn't have so much contrast and doesn't actually try to mimic any depth and depth.
Yep.
And that worked, I guess. So, alright, so it works actually. The map climate swaps seem to work, but now I actually want to implement a preview in the map editor. So, because that's the whole point. I want to be able to see things in the right climate when I edit this. So that's why I'm doing this. Right now, you always have to manually switch the climate, and that's annoying. Okay. It shouldn't be too hard though, so we just make...
Another thing that I noticed while playing Dragon Age, just how much my, I guess, goals changed, right? Like what kind of character I play, right? Where when I was younger, I would play a more, I would say, black and white kind of character that was always like doing the right thing or doing the nice thing, right? Like not sacrificing something, like a few for the greater good.
Yeah.
While I now absolutely do that. The stakes were high, and I was like, no, I'm gonna, you're gone. I'm sorry.
You've grown up and become cynical to the world.
Yeah, like, and also like there was this one guy who was like in super horrible, like an absolute asshole, and someone cautioned me not to end this motherfucker. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna end him. He has no purpose here anymore. Like if he gets free, he will just start to fuck up things again. And otherwise we have to feed him. We don't have that much food. We're struggling with resources. No, he has to go. And also how I like my viewpoint on some characters changed, right? Where I preferred Cassandra, which was this like righteous woman, a little bit religious, would like do the right thing and everything. And now I'm like, God damn it, woman, you need to stop believing in God so much.
yeah.
But anyway, I mostly play it to get some perspective on this kind of bigger layout, area design, and what they did to like fill the space.
I mean, I hear that Outer Worlds or Outer Wilds? Outer Worlds. It's Outer Worlds, right? Outer Worlds is also pretty good.
I also played that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got that one off my list. But personally, I didn't. Well, Outer Worlds has one cool thing in that it really allows you to talk your way through everything. That I liked. Because the combat was on PC, it's just too easy, man. If you have a mouse to aim, those combat encounters in the first-person shooters...
That's like the Fallout problem.
Yeah, it just becomes so goddamn easy. Like, there was no challenge to the enemies most of the time. So I thought like, is this one of those games where even if you have a high skill in talking your way out of things, but it doesn't work. But it worked in that game. I talked my way through the final boss.
There's a question from Hobby the Fool, which might be interesting, especially for Henning and all that. I got a question, will there be a build where you get bony if you change the weapons a lot, like 10% more damage for 20 seconds if you have changed the weapon?
That's interesting, because that's one of those modifiers that we potentially had an idea actually very early on in development. I mean, it's not entirely certain that we implemented, but we had that idea.
I mean, yeah, it's possible we implement this, so I think it's feasible. Okay.
Thomas Schrei also asked something, but I kept it for later because there's a nice joke that I want to make.
Please don't.
I will.
No.
That reminds me, I also thought a bit about like certain enemies that we will get that we had in Crosscode and that we might get again in Terra. Like, I wonder if we will find a way to put goats into Terra, goat enemies.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe. And,
Not really goats though, because like
something. Yeah, something similar.
nothing similar. What?
Have you
So- No, go ahead.
have you ever eaten goat meat, by the way?
Like me?
Or Felix?
I think I have. I'm
Goat
pretty sure I
meat is-
have.
It's really nice because it has like a more. It's very tender.
Goat meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have. Yeah, is it very tender meat? Then yes, I have.
And it has like a certain bitterness to the meat, which is really interesting because it has a certain much stronger smell to it or taste, which is differentiates it from other meat. But it can be something somewhat off-putting, but with the right sauce and everything, it's really nice. And I wonder, like this might be a bit mean, but man, you know how younger animals have like more tender meat. Like if you eat like a young goat, man, that would be super tender, right? And now there's this big question, Felix, especially for you. What would be more tasty, a baby goat or a meta baby?
What?
Felix. Felix.
Do I have to answer this?
No, yeah, no, you have to ask me to clarify something.
So
A
what?
baby
Yeah.
goat or a baby goat or a meta baby?
What's a meta baby?
I don't know. Sugar, what's the matter with you?
Wow.
God damn
Damn
it!
it! It
God
worked.
damn
Yes.
it.
It worked after you almost explained the joke.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I don't want to completely stall the stream here with Felix not playing along, but yes.
Ah,
I hate everything about this.
what's a meta baby?
What's the matter, baby? Okay. Damn it, I almost forgot to follow up on it because I was so stunned that it actually worked. It was like, okay, anyway, that was like the entire point of the goat story.
Great. Nice work.
No.
Okay, I was already wondering why the hell would you talk about goat meat? What the heck?
I mean, goat meat is really tasty. Like,
I
that
think
was not a
I'm
lie.
not sure I actually ever ate it. I ate lamb, obviously, but goat meat? I don't think so.
Obviously.
Yeah, or
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if it was
Lamb
goat.
is
It might have actually
relatively
been.
common.
It might have actually been sheep. You're right. It might have actually been sheep, but sheep meat is really nice.
I don't like sheep meat.
You like expensive meat.
Yeah.
Shut up, Stummerschrei, shut up. Yes, it's from my fave actually.
Yeah. I already knew this was
Fave?
some bullshit from VTubers again.
Oh, by the way, now that we're talking about bullshit,
YouTubers? Okay.
I wanted to watch some Studio Trigger stuff, right? And I got to their Wikipedia page and I saw a screenshot of robots and I clicked on it and I played the first few episodes and right, just like the premise actually, as always,
Which show again?
Japan goes hard with the story. Like it's about children that fight on robots.
Of course.
But they always
I mean,
paired up. Like it's always a guy and a girl.
Wait. Have you played Darling in the Franxx?
Ah, yeah, that's the name, right?
Yeah, of
Oh.
course. That's a fucking that show is fucking infamous for being fucking shit, especially later on.
Holy
It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really
Fuck.
bad.
Like this show is like nothing ever happens, and if stuff happens, like don't get me wrong, it's like the combat is nicely animated and stuff, but
But even
the
then,
same thing happens. It is always the same thing that happens.
yeah,
And-
the combat is super uninteresting in the show. It's like a big problem. Like aside
like,
from the writing
like
being
the,
bad.
the kind of like setting is not that bad. Like how can you
Yeah,
steal that from me?
But the thing is, it's
I was expecting Tekken at Gurren Lagann, you know.
yeah. But the thing is, I mean, you say trigger, but it was only like half or like 40% trigger, like mostly for some stylistic things and stuff. And a lot of it was also that other studio, who was also heavily involved in the writing process and stuff. So yeah, the result was not good.
Are you
And
sure?
if you
Because there's not a lot of writing in there, I think.
yeah, and how far have you watched it?
I think 4 episodes, and then
Okay.
I was like, nah, I'm out.
That was actually the good part of the show. So
See?
the good,
I got everything that's good, and now I'm out.
yeah, the good quote unquote. I mean, there was one episode that was legit better later on. I
Oh,
think episode
no.
6 or 7.
Wait,
But-
I stopped with the beach episode. Whatever the beach episode is,
yeah,
once
of
that
course.
started, I stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one pretty good episode later on that got into like the backstory of the main girl, but like the later half of the show was like, I mean, I already disliked what came before it, but the later half of the show was complete rubbish. Like it
It's
was
like
so stupid.
it's just about like this like children. I mean, like the premise, like, even the idea of these children were never taught what love is, right? They're only taught to fight. That actually is not that, it could be a good statement about like child abuse, but instead it's
I'm sorry,
Wow.
I have to unscrew like one of the light bulbs here. It's like, those new LED light bulbs that theoretically could go on forever, but they just don't.
I see. So will this lead into a joke about how many game devs does it take to screw out a light bulb?
one apparently.
We will see about that. We will see about that. By the way, Stefan, I posted a video in Discord that you could watch instead. It just
Is it
Oh,
just
wait
a
a sec.
summary of everything?
oh no, wait, it's not. It's the wrong video. Sorry, it's the wrong
God
video.
damn it! Don't send me wrong videos.
No, I found the right one. The right one is called.
Redemption arc.
The right one is called "Darling in the Franxx" in 10 minutes, and it's pretty funny. And
Probably explains the entire plot.
no, it doesn't. It's more like an very abridged series that is also
Which
funny.
probably explains the entire story of the
I mean,
thing.
you will kind of see where the plot goes, but it's mostly a joke thing, making fun of the show for how stupid it is. And it's like, it is worth the watch because it's really funny because of like the video being funny, and also the show being really, really stupid, which is funny. And you don't have to watch the entire show, which is way too long and shit.
Yeah, I like, as I said, I'm already out.
Yeah, of course.
There was just too much bullshit going on.
Yeah, it's great. And it's like, it's so, especially like the part at like, what was it? At like 8 minutes from the video, like, hey, 02, why are you a giant robot? Just
Dev, how
because
many
trigger.
devs took it to change the light bulb? It's just me.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I made the joke, but you didn't. You were already gone.
You
Yeah.
did this, Felix?
Yes, I did this.
I did this.
I did.
God damn it. Damn
It's
you,
just
internet!
It's
Okay.
just because German devs are expensive, efficient.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, it works. Look at this. Nature, climate. Nice.
With a giant robot unicorn waifu. How did we get here? How?
Like the
man.
first episode, I was like, oh no, are they going to do the trope where the girl is half naked and the guy just
Yeah, of
happens
course.
to upon her? But I mean, they kind of subverted that with the girl just being, I don't care, like,
Mhm.
if you see me like that. Then at least I thought like, maybe this is more interesting. But no, it's not. Don't watch it. Don't spend your time on this. It's wasted.
It is. Yeah, but it's already a pretty old, somewhat old show, old in quotation marks. So most people already know that it's not very good, thankfully. Though it still has its fans, of course. Mostly because pink wife. You know. You know how it goes.
Yeah, also like my abusive girlfriends.
Yeah, of course. Wait, I shouldn't talk. I really like Nagatoro, but it's different. It's different. Okay. How many game devs does it take to change a light bulb? 3. 1 to change the light bulb and 2 to...
What?
Oh, Felix.
Sorry, 1, 2 to have a blinker off-topic discussion.
God damn it.
Nice.
That's a really good
Very
one.
good, very good.
Okay. I'm gonna read it out again so people can maybe clip it if they want to. And
Yeah.
I will pretend like I read it for the first time and we're very amused by it.
Mhm.
How many game devs does it take to change a light bulb? 3. 1 to change the light bulb and 2 to have the obligatory off-topic discussion about anime.
Yeah.
This was very funny the first time I read it. Seriously.
Yeah.
I really laughed. By Firecrow, by the way. Okay. God damn it.
Okay,
Well,
that's
now
good.
I'm out of steam. I already made my... You know what? The best part is, Felix,
What?
I actually planned this joke to make this joke for like two dev streams or so, but I always forgot. And now I finally did it. And now my life is complete. A big stone has fallen
Me
from my
like
heart.
the goat meat joke.
Yeah, the meta baby.
Okay.
And the thing is, I mean, it's not even about the goat. It could have also been a pig baby. Or a human baby.
You can just talk about, beef babies, veal.
Yes.
It's a thing. Veal meat. It's like a
Yeah,
calf.
Calf baby.
Yeah. Calf kind of implies young, I think.
Yeah, but I wonder
Heard it here
how...
first, Chad.
Hmm?
Felix likes young meat.
Young me. Oh no. A very dangerous,
I
a
didn't
very
even say
dangerous,
that.
a very dangerous
I
place.
mean, this is, you have to read between the lines.
Sure. Sure.
Clearly.
But sometimes it's also a matter of updog.
There's an entire
What's up,
episode about
dog?
in what.
What's up, dog?
I know. What's up with you?
I actually knew
Okay.
this one, yeah.
Entire episode about what?
In what we do in the shadows.
Hmm. Yeah, all right.
There's an entire episode about that joke. Or more like one character is trying to make the joke. While half is not understanding the joke and thinking they want to eat dog meat. Let's get some up dog. I'm not really hungry right now.
Involved updog. I could talk about things I played, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, nothing.
Talk. Oh.
No, I played some.
We can talk about the elephant in the room that comes out next week, I think,
Xenoblade?
right?
Which one?
Oh, you mean Xenoblade?
Yeah, Xenoblade.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, you gotta be careful about that. Apparently, it has already been leaked.
I mean, doesn't matter to me. I already muted Twitter. So
Yeah, I know, but still, it's more like for everyone.
always mute your Twitter keywords before a game comes out that you want to play.
Makes sense.
Helps so much because everyone is just ignoring the enjoyment of others to figure out stuff on their own.
I did actually play something, I think. Did I play something? I mean, I'm pretty happy that Arknights brought the Roguelite mode back. It's very fun. Something else.
I actually bought
Yes.
Devil May Cry 5.
Oh no.
Finally.
Because there was an offer and I thought, played all the other games, I might as well play this one now too. Finally.
Excellent action game.
Yeah.
Obviously, as always, the director is whoever is like level designing the Devil May Cry games. Like, please stop it with this weird designs, especially the closer I get to the end, the more weird the level designs become.
Okay.
Design the levels anymore.
But the combat is nice, and that's what Devil May Cry is about, right? So
No, Devil May Cry is about a devil that is crying a lot. What if the devil
Maybe.
didn't cry?
Maybe.
that is the first game. What the first game is about, maybe. Yeah.
It's not like devils do cry. It's Devil May Cry.
So, was the
Actually, it is Devil May Cry because they may cry, and people should not be bigots.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then at the end of the first game, Dante renames his shop to Devils Never Cry, right?
God damn it.
See? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Dante.
I mean, it's not. He absolutely does. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Was the first game the one where Dante says the iconic quote? But I was... No, what was it?
I
But you
was the
were the
one who
one-
was supposed to fill your dark
soul with light. Okay. Light.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
mm.
I see. Oh, I fucking see.
Do you?
More weird level design. Bands sitting on it. What? That may or may not be crying. There was also other things that we talked. I mean, I'm not sure if Flora is still coming. Otherwise, we could
Probably
because
not.
then it depends because we watched a movie yesterday. Felix and
Oh,
I.
yeah. Yes,
you
we did
weren't
watch-
able to. You weren't able to watch the movie you actually wanted to watch, right?
Yeah, we
Yes,
didn't.
But instead, we watched another movie, which was actually much better, I think. No,
I don't know.
Maybe not, but it was
But
still
it
a fun
was
movie.
surprisingly good. It's
It was
like
a
a
fun movie.
very, very new movie. You may have heard about it. It's like this. It's about a Pikachu who's also a detective.
This one.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I mean, I heard that it was good, but
Yeah.
it actually was really
Yeah,
good.
it
It's
was,
actually a
yeah.
really good movie. It's super fun. It's very smartly written, the dialogue.
Yeah.
It's also, it has a
Has
lot of
Ryan
fan service.
Reynolds. Right?
It has Ryan Reynolds.
Mm.
It obviously has a lot of fan service, but the fan service is actually not cringe. It's pretty good. And the movie doesn't fully rely on the fan service. It's also still, even if you kind of ignore the fan service, it's like a pretty solid movie.
I
You
think
should watch the Chipmunk movie.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
won't.
no.
It's good. It's actually good.
I don't believe you.
Oh,
It
boy.
is.
No,
It
it's
is.
not. I don't believe you.
It's
You can-
actually a good buddy cop movie.
Yeah, of course. Hmm.
I could imagine this. I like it. It's not the first time like the trailer was kind of weird or cringe and the actual movie is nice. I mean that
that's
happens
true.
because people suck at trailers apparently. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they just
I mean,
do
like I
trailers.
didn't watch a trailer. I just saw there's a movie, and at first I was like, all right, but it totally goes into a direction you don't expect. So
Oh.
absolutely.
Which Chipmunk movie even? Aren't there like 50 of those?
I mean, the newest one, the.
I didn't notice it was coming out. I mean, I saw some of the trailers here and there, but I didn't.
Yeah, like definitely this. It's out on Disney Plus, so you can go and watch it. No issues.
Which one is it? The Road Clip? No, that's 2015. I don't see which one you mean.
Not the Chipmunk, but Chip and Dale. Sorry,
Why did you say Chipmunk?
because those are chipmunks.
Oh.
Yeah, I see. Okay, because that's a big difference. I can totally see Chip and Dale.
Dale, the new Chip and Dale.
Yeah, I
restaurant.
can-
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have heard very mixed things about it, but I can at least see how that movie would be decent.
Yeah,
Because
thanks,
it-
Wolf. I was just thinking of the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Chipmunks was actually something else.
Does it have the hot mouse that everyone was horny for back in the
Yeah,
day?
yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
is in there,
Nice.
and she's amazing.
Yeah. Chip and Dale. That was one of my childhood shows.
Definitely. Turned so many people onto the furry track. And I mean, there are still a lot of like hot cosplayers who are like, yeah, I'm cosplaying like a Gachinka version, or not even Gachinka, like Trixie, like the mouse basically. I'm like, yeah, wow. Because but Detective Pikachu was really fun. Like, I even liked many of the emotional like
Yeah, the
stakes
emotional
and
stuff
moments. It was really
actually,
good.
yeah.
Like the stuff with the dad and stuff like that.
Son Father story was actually pretty good.
Really good.
I thought. I mean, I just mostly like appreciated how they kind of like handled the whole it's Pokemon but also real life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It was actually
like the guy just being like an insurance salesperson was
Insurance
kind of
salesman,
like,
yeah.
was kind of funny. Like there's still like this mundane world, but there's also
Yeah, of course.
Pokemon, and they kind of like they lampshaded the whole thing in an interesting way, and I kind of like that.
It might have been like the most believable, like at an actual working, grounded version of the Pokemon world. And I'm like, yeah, makes sense. And I also, which is something that so many movies fuck up, I also really like the villain twist.
Yeah.
Actually, the villain twist was pretty good, and also the not villain twist, like, you know, with the other one where you thought that would be the villain, but actually wasn't.
The sunglasses were like the best.
Yeah.
The whole freaking Ditto twist. Okay, but, I mean the movie's old. We can spoil.
The movie's old, yeah, but it was super fun.
Let's just say the sunglasses. Yeah.
It was fun, and also, and yeah, the dialogue, like the quipping and the humor, was actually really good for the most part.
Yeah.
Yep. It was really good.
It's actually very nice that you can just paint upper layers and don't have to worry about switching layers. It's actually
Yeah,
nice.
you can also press T. Press T, Felix.
Press T and then. Right, actually that's nice. Better preview.
Right, because like I noticed I did that too, where I constantly switched between paint and terrain layer, and then I sometimes fucked up because I was thinking I was in paint layer. And yeah, for whatever reason, and then I.
By the way, did you see that I fixed the auto tiles for those things here? It may not immediately be visible, but before auto tiles, when you had like those one-line things, one tile with things, they always were a combination of graphics, and it was always combined in a way that the first graphic was filling the whole tile and the other graphics were rendered on top. But this doesn't work if there's alpha, right? Because then you see through the other graphic. And so I had to kind of like combine the auto tiles in a new way when it's an upper layer. Upper layer tile. And yeah, I kind of managed to do that.
Nice.
I just realized that the hot mouse in Chip and Dale was actually called Gadget in English, so I might have confused people. She had a different name in English than in German, like many other characters. Okay.
Yeah, pretty normal for.
Pretty normal, yeah, it happens a lot.
Disney stuff. I mean, Pete, right? Famously, Pete is the most famous, I think. Pete is called Carlo. I mean, German.
So many, like Scrooge too.
I mean, Dale is also like Chip and Dale. I mean, it's not for us. It's like
it's even worse, Felix. It's even worse. In German, we actually have two names for those, because in the comics, like in in the classic comics and also those that don't have stuff to do with the show, they're called A-Hörnchen and B-Hörnchen in German.
Okay.
Which is like, of course, terrible for an animated show because you can't say those names, and because they're way too long and stupid. So they changed it to Chip and Chap in the animated show.
Chip and Chap.
Chip and Chap, but that's also, of course, not the English original. It's Chip and Dale. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
A-Hörnchen, B-Hörnchen, A.
Yeah. It's like
Somebody had like thought, that's a very funny
Yeah, that's
pun.
My favorite still is, I think, in Sweden or some Scandinavian country, Batman is called Lederlappen, which is just,
I think I told you before, Felix. Didn't I tell you before? Lederlappen?
I don't know.
people don't always listen to you.
Yeah,
I tend to forget things a lot. So.
yeah. Felix tends to forget things.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
A friend of mine
I'm old.
from Holland, or in the Netherlands, also had like a very funny Dutch name. Was it Dutch Batman? Or was it... what is Dutch Batman? Was it Dutch Batman? No, it's not Batman. Funny Dutch comic name.
The funny thing about Dutch is, to a German, Dutch sometimes sounds a little bit comical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say that all the time to when I see like when that Dutch friend sends me like a screenshot. He often has like Dutch words in it because he uses Dutch YouTube and stuff like that. And then I always think, man, Dutch sounds like a mix of German and English when the person is drunk or something.
Yeah.
Because they have like this. It's so funny. Or was it Dutch Spider-Man?
Maybe it's the other way around too, you know.
That's possible.
Yeah, okay. Spider-Man is called Spinneman. Of course. Okay. But that's not what I meant.
Understandable. It's a spider. I agree.
Spinneman, das whatever er spinnen kann. Okay, maybe I can find it. It was by one. Dutch. Okay, maybe I can find it.
Swedish. Okay, it is Swedish.
Yeah, it's Swedish. That's
Lederlappen
definitely
is the original Swedish name.
Lederlappen is Swedish. Yeah, I mean Swedish is also the language that gave us the slut station. So
Okay.
because slut means, or slut, I don't know how you actually say it, means end in Swedish. Or Finn. I think it was Swedish. And so you have the slut station. And of course, let's not forget the Dorfsbewohner in Smash Bros.
Tops.
And Dorf. Oh no, this is so good.
Oh,
This is
there's
so
Jack
good.
Roscoe de Morant. Hello. I mean, Jack Roscoe Morant.
Nice.
Mm.
You have, what is it? We have me Boxer, me Swartfechter und me Cyborg, and Jonge Link. Jonge. Okay. That's not... I know, I found it.
Mm.
Wait, what the fuck? Is it also... Wait. Okay, the funny thing is that I never actually found, couldn't Google that one, but apparently in Dutch Batman or some, I'm not sure if that's actually Batman or just a knockoff, it's called De Vleermuis. Spreek of...
The Vleermuis.
Break upstairs. I think that's a knockoff, considering it's not DC. It's a different comic company. Or is it Belgium? Belgium?
Belgium, yeah. Belgium. Holy crap. Radical fish game, yeah, it's me. It's 100 degrees outside Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're not burning, it's just Americans.
Yes.
God damn Americans with their weird ways of measuring things.
Yep.
Like, what's a foot? Like, do you guys really had a time period in your life where everyone's foot was the same length? And you're just like, alright, it's a 1 foot length.
Mm-hmm.
How did that came to be? And what's a gallon?
I mean, didn't those usually just come to be because they were like measurements that they just could very easily reproduce without complicated tools, and then they just used them for like working stuff, and then they just continue to use them even later on when it didn't really make much sense anymore.
Never change a running system, even when there's a better system.
Yes. Let's keep using web technologies. It's the best.
I mean, it works for us, right?
You're right. So does Imperial units, I guess.
God damn it. My own argument used against me. The shame.
Nice.
Alright, I think I got everything mapped back.
Oh, but
It's not as pretty as before, though. Which nobody will ever notice, but still. Oh shit, I need to change those tiles in the Nyx variant, obviously.
Oh yeah, I already have another use case where having it over several tiles would be great. Yeah, I really need that feature.
Yeah, for sure.
Just one please, and then just go over.
Yeah, I know that. I already see it for me too, like where I'm like, oh, this would actually be helpful if it automatically climbed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's make one big one here.
Oh, maybe we should change. Currently, there are auto tiles like the white flowers. They get turned into the same grass as the props.
Yeah, sure. We couldn't make more unique graphics there. I think so. Yeah. I mean, you can easily change this later, and then we'll just. Update.
Yeah, because like they look like they should move, and I was like, why don't they move? And I tried to click on them, and then I turned the camera on, and I was like, oh. Now I get it. Ah, accidentally pressed swap reverse, no. I already made some stuff where once nature returns, a path is actually, like I used the height map to draw over a corrupted path. And then on nature, the actual path below reveals itself.
Ah, so you mean like you use additional height map then? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, with attack.
Yeah, you can do that.
Works pretty great.
Yeah, I actually made sure, like originally this didn't work so well, but I made sure that if you have a height map and it's it's just exactly on the same height as the base map, it will just render the ground tiles and nothing else, and it will be on top. And it's actually something I do want to implement at some point, is that it will check if a height map really is always below the base map, that it will be ignored for collision. It will also be make things faster in the long run, because right now height maps are all iterated for collision checks. And it's kind of like wasteful if it doesn't really contribute anything. Then in that case, those height maps will be pretty much ignored in the game loop, because the thing is, height maps will also just be merged with the geometry, right? You actually don't have any more draw calls because of additional height maps. The only overhead right now is collision.
Yeah, then for sure, just remove them. It's the same with planes. I feel like they're currently, I mean, it's not any code, but it's a function call, right? It's actually, or maybe two function calls per plane. Like I was just saying, it's the same with the planes, right? Where you want to remove some of the redundancy. Alright. Let me add another plane on top of here. With the Nyx grass. That's only there when not nature is true. When not nature is true.
Yeah.
I'll probably get to it tomorrow and build in the plane channel, because like when we're mapping right now, it makes sense to work on that.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Otherwise, I would be probably creating new maps. I'm already the map I have right now is sufficient for me for now.
But not for me. No, it's okay. It's fine.
Do I look like I care?
It's decent. Yeah, that reminds me. I'm not sure if you actually answered me on Discord. Those Quickwood the planes.
Yes. Yeah, please. Yeah, don't use them. This like specific for the south.
Yeah. I already assumed that they shouldn't be anywhere, because I mean on my map there's also not really much room where they would make sense, in my opinion. So I never used them. Is it still a Stray? By the way,
it is. Yeah, it's a long soundtrack. I'm sorry, but I like it.
No, I'm just. Oh, damn it! I pushed the plane again. No, I was just wondering, because it kind of sounded like this one Secret of Mana track for a bit.
The thing is, the soundtrack has a little bit this retro music feel, because I think
Right.
just because of the instruments they're using. It's hard to describe, but like, I don't know, it really ticked some nostalgia boxes for me somehow.
I can see it, Felix. You don't like to go with the time.
Yeah, I don't.
That reminds me, Felix, are you okay with me talking about virtual waifus?
Felix, are you okay?
The streaming kind?
Felix, are you okay?
Yeah, the
Felix?
streaming kind.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay with that?
Are you okay, Felix? Felix, are you okay?
Okay.
Felix,
Are you
please,
okay?
please tell me, are you okay
Felix?
with that? If I do that?
Maybe. Just whatever.
No, Felix, please
Get
say
it
no.
over with.
Please say no, Felix.
Okay,
Please say
I
no.
say no.
Oh, that's good, because the people that did their debut yesterday and today are actually the male the male subgroup of Hololive English, and now we have male English Hololive streamers.
Okay.
Felix, they are not waifus. They are bros, and they're
Alright.
actually very good. I actually really like them, and I think at least one of them you would also like, the streamer, if you were a
always
person
say-
who.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You always say that.
Yeah.
You would like them too.
this is a dude, Felix. This is a dude, and you.
Has
and
nothing to do with the gender.
Yeah, not really.
I think with Felix has like a problem with.
Don't say woman. That would
Yeah,
be
no,
just not
just-
right.
I just didn't want to say. I didn't want to say that. I wanted to say it like with the kind of streamer taste I have with streaming humor that relies on, I don't know, things
Maybe
being funny.
Felix just doesn't like watching streams.
Yeah, maybe
That
I'm actually
too,
not
that
somebody
too.
who watches a lot of
That
streamers,
too.
and I really don't care if it's like real people or anime waifus. I like,
Yeah, I know. I accept that, but I will still talk about it now
yeah, do
because I
whatever
need to.
you
I need
have to do.
to answer to Stummer Schrei. Yes, best friends are best friends. No, I will still definitely send you one clip, Felix, that is really good, that you will definitely enjoy. And after that, you can continue
Definitely.
not watching streams
Okay.
because it's really funny. Because that streamer that I think about is he feels like he's very like a very aged and mature person who's very dad-like in many ways and very funny and dorky in that way. It's really good.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna do a VTuber game dev stream? Maybe. But maybe not.
Maybe
We're not
Hannah
planning.
can do a VTuber game industry. Like, I won't stop you.
Or I'm too lazy to organize all that shit.
You heard it first, chat. You're not worth it.
Because
That's what
you're
Hannah just said.
L'Oreal, because you're not worth it.
Reminds me of this Ganondorf meme.
Oh, you mean with the nice hair that he
Yeah.
has in some of those games? You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna place some bushes.
What?
I'm gonna place some bushes on the map
Okay.
so I can. Thus I will reach the 1000 entities mark. No, just kidding. I'm at 210.
Let me find it. I want to find a meme.
The scary thing is like the planes, if you add up the entities the planes are spawning, or like the amount of figures. Damn,
Oh,
that's a lot of figures.
yeah.
I was actually
I mean-
concerned, like, man, won't the map load for a long time? But then I actually went to Stefan's map and it just loads
It's fine.
instantly. Like,
It's
the
fine.
algorithm is really fast, actually. So-
Yeah, I just want to ask. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I didn't
can't-
do. That's why I like the you mean the placement, the field plane thing, right?
Hmm.
That's why I used the optimized variant. That's why I read that paper, because like I was like, this needs to be super fast,
Hmm.
because I was planning to use this extensively.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because this makes mapping so much easier in many ways and so much faster.
Yeah, but it also like you want to make sure it's fast, because otherwise you have long loading times when the map is built up. I mean, the nice thing about them, they do save a lot of memory, right? Because instead of having to specify each and every of those, I know this place here has 200. This one here has also 200, right? Like a lot of entities. And if you specify them by hand, like this map file will very quickly become very huge, and you want to avoid that.
Yeah, my bamboo forest, the top right has like 547.
And totally.
The one below
Yeah.
has also 539. So it's a 1000 figures.
Mm.
Each of them has like 5 to 7 graphics, and it's still very fast. So
Mm.
I mean, obviously, like you only load each prop once, right? You don't have to load every like prop again and again, so you can use the same references.
That's true.
I mean, are you actually still using like props for like smaller entities, or are you using?
Yeah, like
Exclusively
depends. So for the bamboo forest, right? For instance, I use the larger ones that get automatically spawned, and then I go ahead and in the front of them I place some smaller ones.
Makes
Because
sense.
inside the forest you wouldn't see them anyway, so it makes no sense to spawn them with the field planner. But in front of that and to the sides, making some smaller ones helps. to sell the illusion.
That's true.
Yeah, and it just looks better. And I mean, it's still being all pushed at the same time to the GPU. So,
Oh, this is
and
some-
then
That's
you have the grass props, right? And I would suggest not doing this with those, and wait until I add the functionality to it, so it automatically adjusts the height. Yeah, because then it will be much better. And you don't have to place them manually. Hopefully, that's the plan.
I mean, I am placing like those somewhat larger plants, like those with the big leaves. Those I place manually because I like them as placement and on certain cliff borders and stuff like that, in smaller numbers.
I think those are actually still broken in that they have a shear value that it's wrong. I'm pretty sure they clip into walls still, right?
What has a
Maybe,
shear
but-
value that's wrong?
The pink flowers. I think they still.
Oh.
The grass in general, I think is a little bit weird. I need to check that because I'm pretty sure they're floating. Most of them float in the air, one tile too high.
1 pixel, you mean?
1 pixel too high. Yeah.
It might be because of how the shadow works though, and that's actually something that's not easy to fix because there's some delta applied and the first pixel is usually not visible of the shadow, and that's why it might seem like they're floating. And I'm not sure you can fix
I mean,
that.
I can, I can just check.
Shouldn't be a
So-
problem for how I'm using them because I usually use them like on top of like borders that go downwards. I don't really place them right next to walls in that way.
No, it's Z. It's Z. It really is Z. No, it is Y1. Okay, then maybe the graphic is just.
Also,
wrong
I
for
beg
the-
of you
no,
to replace that stupid grass running sound at some point. It's really annoying.
What? Never! Birds forever.
We might be what we can do maybe is adjust the grass blades because currently there are some of them are very white, and when they wiggle, you can see that it's basically a sprite.
That's true.
I wouldn't make them a lot thinner though. I mean, this.
Not thinner. No. I mean like just using 2 graphics instead of 1,
Oh, yeah,
so they
sure.
can
You
move
can do that.
independently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this with the water plants that Tina did. I like snapped them out of so they like move independently, and it really helped.
I think I actually did this with one of the grasses, and yeah, actually that's a good idea. That makes the wind also look a lot better. I mean, obviously that means 2 billboards instead of 1 every time, but I mean,
By the way,
construction is fast, so it's.
since when and why did the chakram throwing animation get replaced with
Yeah,
this?
our new animator replaced the Uno figure, and that's why it's broken. I actually already fixed this, but cancelled the change to avoid conflicts.
Yeah.
It's easily
Yeah.
fixed.
Also, is the
Guys, you have no. Let's like. Guys, we have an animator, 3D animator, in our team,
Yes.
and a really good one. I
it's
might
really
add,
good.
right?
He's also really good at
Wait.
explaining Felix why
wait,
he
wait,
should implement certain animation features.
Yeah, like
Yeah, like we
finally-
now have inverse
We-
kinematics.
Inverse
so-
kinematics, yeah.
That's why.
for animation tools, not in the game. That is
Actually, that's
just
something I could
unnecessary.
show, right? I mean, let's show
Yeah,
inverse
like-
kinematics. Let's make Uno should do some squats and stuff. Okay. I mean, this is
Before
actually
you do that,
yeah.
sometimes the chakram throwing is broken as well.
What
Like
is
that's
broken?
that the chakram only throws like 1 meter far and then it goes back.
Can you show this?
Oh
You
yeah, I
mean
see it too. Maybe this is tied to a recent change.
No, this is
Yeah, but-
probably also because of the animation, because that means the chakram respawned at the button or the crown. That's why weird collision things happen.
Yeah, it
So
might be because,
that's related to the animation. Yeah.
yeah, it does. It does. The chakram is really spawning very, very low. I can see it.
Yeah, it's because the hook is missing, which is defined in the animation.
Okay, that explains everything.
Explains everything.
That explains
Oh, man.
everything.
We really watched all the same memes. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, where do we expect our humor comes from?
yeah. Well, I at least have some memes that I learned from VTubers, so that's something.
Oh my god,
Oh,
you find a
yeah.
way to just get back to that every time.
I mean, I
Yeah,
just
he does. He just loves them
Tomorrow.
too much. So much.
yes, so much. And also, speaking of memes and humor, did you know that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series actually had another episode like recently?
No.
Really nice. That's still going on. And on a sad note, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Died, which is really sad because
Little
The man-
Karibo died.
not that one of
Oh.
the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is the person.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not as sad.
That's sad.
That's no, totally. No, but it's also very sad because
Yeah.
the man was still very young and it was an accident and
Oh.
stuff like that.
That
It
definitely
happens.
sucks, yeah.
Stummer Schrei said, VTubers are just great, man. You guys should listen to Geflügel.
No.
Okay.
I'm good. Thanks.
No, thanks.
We will
Uh-huh.
not listen.
And but to other things, I'm still watching The Expanse, and it's a very good show.
It is.
It is a very, very good show, actually. I'm in the middle of season 4, and yeah, it's still great. I might actually read the novel after I finish the show. I'm kind
Ah.
of curious.
Actually, that's a good
Maybe.
idea. Because who knows when they will, or if they will ever extend the show.
I've read that the novels have like 8 or 9 volumes, and the show has like 6 seasons, and it's basically one novel per season, from what I can see. So
Yeah.
they
One
never.
problem I have with that though is, for me, the acting brings a lot of the charm.
I can see that. Yeah,
with it.
totally.
I would totally miss that. Like, I would definitely go for an audiobook because I'm not that good with reading.
Actually, been long time since I actually read a book for fun, like a novel or something.
I said the last book I read was on level design, I think.
Okay.
Just work related, obviously. Reading for fun?
What?
Never.
I don't have time for that. Alright, it needs to have a use.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
But
I'm
now-
fine with that. I also started watching a little bit more on how different studios tackled vegetation, wind,
Vegetarians?
and
How did they tackle and fight vegetarians?
yeah, how did they tackle
It's a vegan shooter.
vegetarian and vegan problem? That's sort of interesting, seeing how, like, especially how similar sometimes the stuff is, right? Where the same thing we do, even big studios do, like God of War does something. Ghost of Tsushima does something similar to us, where we have like this big noise texture that goes through the map and influences how the leaves moves, right?
Well, we have influence.
The difference is they have compute shaders, so they can actually run stuff and have like transformations where the trunk moves, then the branches, and then the leaves, right? And kind of they do this with a compute shader, which is obviously insanely fast. And that's how they do they're really realistic transformations. And like this is the strongest point I see all the times. If you want to have those realistic things, and like one cool thing they did is when in Horizon Zero Dawn, when you look down at the grass, when you tilt the camera downwards, the grass actually rotates towards the camera a little bit, and that makes it look less flat.
Okay.
That's a trick they used because, and then like with their like really unique shading, they put on everything, right? That makes it looks that like when you look at a Horizon screenshot, you're like, this is Horizon, because they have this really unique lighting. Yeah, that was really interesting to see how they just run a simple rotation trick, because all their plans, as opposed to something like Ghost of Tsushima, which actually has each grass stem is like passed through a vertex, a compute shader, right? They have actually grass stems and then low level details, and they clump them together and have very smart technology. But Horizon uses cards. It's just cards in different angles, right?
You mean billboards, or what do you mean with
Yeah, but not. They don't face the camera. Cards are like just planes.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay.
And they use that and some smart rendering options. They have lots of textures that define lots of SDF textures that define the detail in the leaves. Like if you're closer to a plant, you see more detail because the SDF tells you that I now need to show more detail. It was like insane to see how they store stuff efficiently, right? And obviously they do animations and wind systems and everything. They do this in certain thresholds where around Aloy they have a big cube, and in that cube the wind animates very smoothly and very like detailed, and the larger the cube gets, or like the further away, the bigger the animation steps goes, and it doesn't like move as many with the wind.
I see.
By the way, Felix, the pink one, the big pig one, only spawns in the range from 0.75 to 1. In case you want to map that out specifically.
Oh, so far it looks fine to me. I mean, I just roughly, like what I like to do is not use the white color by default, but just use like a more middle color, like 0.5 or smaller. Fill everything. Then I first use black to make everything where I don't want stuff, and then I use white only on certain places where I think, okay, here I want a lot of them, because then it looks less crowded, I think. Kind of like want to have...
you want to have clumps, for sure. That always makes it look more natural, I think.
Yeah.
And you're already doing that, yeah.
Yeah. For instance, here I thought it was too much, so I removed like a little bit from the middle. So then now this is
exactly,
more clumping.
I do that too with the.
I mean, it's nice that you have so much control. It's very good.
Yeah, like I usually use the values 1.0, 0.7, 0.5, 0.25, and 0. Those are my values, and it's already like good enough. God damn it, I forgot. If you go to center 01, I placed a only flower field there to showcase how like.
Okay, let me see. Proto center. Center 01 or 02?
01.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually I saw that one. Yeah. I don't know. Like for now, I just thought like making it random looks good enough to me. I mean, we can tweak it later.
Yeah, no, I just thought that I probably will use a similar technique for the next area. We definitely want to have some like plants like these, and then I'll make a big flower field somewhere.
Nice. This, okay. Actually, I'm stupid. I should have placed the trees first. The thing is, you
If
always
you want to have, actually these planes you should place more
always
like
at
the
the
end.
end. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
The
more
thing is,
the.
do you want to have
intended way.
trees here? I don't know.
No, you have to leave this more or less open because this is all a puzzle path.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, here you jump obviously, but here I don't think it's in the way. Like a few individual trees I like to place here and there. Not the big ones though. We really need this another small tree. I already noticed
Yeah,
this.
we
Like
need
those are like the good trees. Those are okay to place. I need the other ones. You want to be very careful with those, and we need more of those
God
sizes.
damn it, Felix.
What?
I actually wanted to troll you by just inserting some Into the Breach music in between, but then I realized, oh shit, it's just one super long video
It
that has
is.
entire damn it. Fuck. And it also kind of prevents me from putting in silly music, silly tracks when I
It's
go away
perfect.
for.
I should do this more often.
Unless I skip, which I could do. But
No, don't you dare. It's
okay.
forbidden. You
I mean,
must not.
it's over. It's over in like at some point anyway.
Yeah.
Only 12 more minutes. Okay.
Yes. And then the stream is
This
over.
plan successfully failed.
Okay, so how does
Everything
things
according
look
to
like
plan.
in Nix mode? Looks good. Yes. Damn, now slowly everything comes together. And I actually really like that. One plan I want to look at next week. I mean, apart from implementing actual enemies, I want to have some props in Nix that actually have different lights, because right now everything is a bit too reddish, like it's mostly just orange reddish everything, and I want to mix in some other colors, because kind of like I don't want to be Nix to only be red. Like it should be a mix of colors. I think that's something I want to try next week. But the idea is that's usually like the most common color, and then you have other colors mixed in the with a lower frequency. So it's kind of like the highlight color, so to say, while this is the dominant color.
Oh, yeah. I just saw the stones have grass at the bottom. No.
Yeah, actually that's something I wanted to suggest. We can quite easily say we make the stone graphics without the grass, but then we create two props, and then we use smaller billboards or smaller sprites to just add grass at the bottom.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah. that
Because
would
then
be-
we don't have to replicate the graphic. We can just create two different props. And then you can actually use the same technique for other grounds too. Like you can make one for sand and one... yeah. I think
That would be
that
swell.
would be enough, I think. Yeah. But yeah, slowly everything is coming together. We're actually working on content.
I mean, yeah. Slowly, we create our first area that.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, we're actually kind of behind our schedule that we planned. Because
But we did more other stuff.
Yeah, like
was
stuff I
unplanned.
should have calculated, but I kind of like it's hard to really make a perfect plan. But yeah, like we worked on a lot of technical stuff, and
You implemented IK basically
yeah, that
for
wasn't
our
planned.
animatings, and that was a big thing that was also needed. and saves a lot of time in the future.
Yeah, especially
spending a little
actually,
bit
I
more
wanted to
time.
show Arcane. I forgot. Okay, let
All
me
right,
show
yeah,
Arcane.
yeah. Let's show. Okay.
Go here.
show
Here's
Arcane.
Arcane. Look at this. It's a Yuno, and she has legs, right? Now I can take Yuno and move her around and look at her legs.
No, but
It's
look
okay.
respectfully.
It's okay.
Look respectfully, please.
Yes, please look. Oh, whoops. Look at this. I can move the legs around, and everything is dynamically adapted and all that. So, whoa, that looks weird. So let's make it like this. But yeah, anyway, IK is great. I realized this now finally, after being very doubtful for a long time, as I tend to be. Like, everybody told me, hey, make IK, and like, no, we don't need that. Just forward transformation, it's more than we need.
I
Forward
refuse.
kinematics, this is... But then we had like one animator who, I don't know, also told me like, hey, we need IK. But to be fair, like he showed me like particularly the use case that where he used it for, and I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then yeah,
It's all about having someone that works with that stuff. Give you a perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like as far as I could tell, at least, it was like a good communication thing where he was like, all right, this is how my workflow would be, and this would be nice to have. And
yeah. Like he was very... Actually, he now that all the things are implemented, he's actually praising our tools quite a
Which is
bit.
nice of him.
He actually said that, like, to some respect, our tools are actually very nice to work with, because, like, with other tools he's using, the way he described it, like, the process was very destructive. So if you went further ahead with the animation, polish things, but then you had to change keyframes again, you would have to redo a lot of stuff. And he said, with our tools, this is actually better. So that's great, I guess.
Hopefully it stays that way.
I mean,
Not that we like destroy something along the way.
I mean, I always make
whatever.
sure that, for instance, like the way there's like another feature that we implemented are global rotation. So that means if I rotate the lower body, the head, which normally would be rotated with the body, is actually stays the same, right? Apparently, in other engines, this is a property that is also used internally to kind of like compute the keyframe. But all I really do is I kind of like modify the keyframe and calculate the inverse transformation and apply it to the keyframe. So like the actual game doesn't know anything about global rotations. And the advantage of this is you can always turn this feature on and off, and your animations will stay exactly the same. Whereas in other programs, this actually might break animations and then you have to fix things again. So it's stuff like this, I guess, which makes it less destructive. Yeah. But yeah, that's something we worked on.
Yeah, definitely. And he already did a guard pose and a parry animation, and it's damn, son.
Yeah.
That looked really, really good.
Do we have those animations here? I actually didn't check.
I don't think he pushed it. No.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it, Felix. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I really want to polish that and then showcase it.
By the way, Stefan, do you already have something to say about the map that I did? If I should do something different?
What?
I mean, I already continued mapping, but the map that I pushed.
Oh no, like wait, you can work on that. Yeah, I don't work on that.
Or if it's okay, the direction, because I mean,
let me look at it tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow?
I'll look at it tomorrow. Like I basically spent the time fixing the map right now, and I will now go to bed.
Okay, no, it's okay.
So-
I mean, I have I will continue working on it anyway until
I'm
tomorrow.
sure I'm sure it will be fine.
Until the end of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until the end of time, right? And then I will work on the map until the last hope, and then integrity and faithlessness, and then I don't know what the next one is called.
Yeah, you can
forgot-
definitely. What you definitely can do is you can change the planes, right?
What do you mean? You mean that
Yeah,
that
don't use like 300 planes.
yeah,
Make
that's
a
because
bigger
I
plane.
didn't.
Yeah.
That's because I didn't know about the masks. I could
Yeah,
definitely. I mean,
And also for the forest, I was intending that it should have a height plane.
you mean that the forest can be hidden when you're in the forest?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense. I was wondering. That should work well then.
And you can also adjust the road if you like a little bit.
Yeah,
at least.
I already did that, and it's in some places. I think I will see.
Mostly
will
make it a
see.
little bit thicker, I think.
Yeah, a bit of thickness is pretty good. It's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
The
otherwise,
thickness
I
of
think.
it.
And like, you can check Felix map or my map to how to do the kind of hive structure on the ground, right?
Which
The-
hive structure?
The hive
corrupted
structure. I actually never really looked at your map, honestly, Stefan. I just made the.
You did
the
just
one-
you did it the same way I did. So.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Like the thing is, I wouldn't entirely cover it, right? Just
That structure, I didn't.
the web
I mean-
structure. Like it's always on top
Higher
of.
web, yeah.
what is it, T,
you mean
right?
the
Yeah.
in the different tag? You mean that you don't that you only have in a certain tag,
What?
or what?
No, I mean the web structure, which this is the upper tile that you can map on top of the Nyx ground, right? The one I'm showing here.
But
Couldn't
isn't Nyx spoiler? Because that's what I
No,
meant actually.
It's just a temporary name.
It's a temporary name, right?
That's just a name we give that corruption. Like
It's Nyx. It's
yeah,
nothing.
we call it Nyxt.
Nyx,
It
it's
is-
nothing.
nothing.
It's literally yeah.
There's
it is
Nyx
literally
to see
nothing.
here.
Okay.
Nyx to see here.
Nyxt.
Okay, now I
Ah.
see. But and basically, I gotta look where I actually need to put that here. But it's okay. It's okay. By the way, I'm gonna. Interesting. Okay, I will
this,
see it.
this is one of my favorite textures, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's like texture painting a little bit in Unity, where you
Mm.
paint on top of another texture, especially if you have the T mode. If you like press T to not show the layers in gray, you really see how the final product looks, and then feels like very nice to transition from that one thing to the other. And you can also like do it on the grass. Looks also good if it's not too much. It looks good on in the like when the whole area is corrupted, right? Like what Felix just showed.
Mm.
Be right back for a minute. I need to check something real quick.
Be right back for a minute.
Did you play some
Yeah.
nonsense?
I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to try what
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
tech Tessellator Twitter handle uses someday. Oh yeah, Tessellator actually friend of ours. Like I mean like I ride with him. Exceedingly talented.
God is dead.
Amazing stuff that he does.
God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves?
I think in some way, like we often have that where we say like, oh yeah, Tessellator did something like that, and
Has bled to death under our
it's always good to
wiped his blood off us.
look at other stuff. I remember we had Secrets of Grindia, right? They introduced the total damage numbers.
Hmm.
And then I was like, hey, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
And then we
help?
just copied that.
Yeah.
And then we released before them. We bastards.
But they were okay with that. Like I asked
Yeah.
I asked them actually. I was like, hey guys, this is a really cool idea. You cool if we do that too? Like we don't wanna like outright copy or anything, but
Okay. This is, by the way, not
Okay.
Stray anymore. This is now Hennes annoying music looped and extended.
oh god, we give that a little skip. Oops, did I press skip?
Did you?
Stupid of me. Oni-chan. No, I didn't. I actually should go to bed, but I'm still continuing to map.
Yep.
You can always add more details. I just noticed I have this super straight, long Nyx wall. But we don't, like sloped wall, but we don't have any props for a sloped wall yet.
Hmm.
Although, do they? No, that doesn't look great. Ooh.
What? For slope walls? For Nyx? I mean, we do have the Nyx top, which matches diagonal walls.
Do we? What's it called?
Top southwest
Wall.
and top northwest.
No, I mean like walls, like the wall part, not
You
the
mean
top.
from the bottom, or okay.
Yeah, like I have a big straight.
Yeah, we
Wall
don't
of
have that
just
much yet.
Nyx.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could place some of those graphics there, like the smaller ones, and I think
Yeah.
it would look okay. But yeah, we don't have any dedicated graphics.
We'll get to it over time.
Okay,
Nyx
so
Cat will be something where we continuously add. Because if we will use the same cliff structure probably for the other
Good.
areas too.
Rather eat a baby goat or a matter baby?
What do you want? No, I won't fall for it again.
A baby goat or a matter baby?
Ribbit.
What's the matter, baby?
Nothing much, sugar.
I
What's the
think
matter with
I
you?
am.
Oh
happy
wow,
with
wow,
this
wow.
map.
Okay. No, what is this?
More bullshit.
No, I think this is actual music.
Is this actual music?
I think this is faster than light, isn't it? I recognize it by the degree of me not liking it.
Music. Objectively the most subjective topic.
Yeah. By the way, I'm actually thinking of something I want to implement. You know, when in Grasko we had the thing when you could dash through bushes and stuff like this, but you could not move through them, right? So we often had players like saying, hey, I'm stuck, can you fix that? And we told them, hey, I can actually dash over there, and they just didn't notice. So I had this idea of making it default for actors if they keep running against something which is not a block, then they will temporarily change their collision type, so they will move through it if you ran next to it for long enough. Because then that means that people can't just keep running against the bushes and eventually will just go through them. Maybe you can even show an animation when we do that, but I think it would solve some of those issues, and also it would be a nice fix for enemies which sometimes also tend to run against these things, and because the navigation doesn't consider them properly, and then they're stuck. So that's something I would
Yeah, I
like
mean,
to try. at
We
least.
can try that. The only thing I see with that is that sometimes you want to block off players, right?
I mean, then you use block. If you really want to block off players, you use the block collision, not the actor collision.
Yeah. Like for instance, you want to block with bushes. I mean, right? You want to have like the bushes to block out a path, for instance. You don't want players to phase through that. Like imagine a small maze or something, right? Then you might like be like, okay, I don't want that functionality here.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, I agree. When it's maybe we can just do it if it's like, for instance, the bushes in the start area, as we do, but still doesn't have a name.
Actually, those bushes they're a little bit tricky right now because they do have collision, but not when there's Nyx, because in Nyx they look like this, and it actually feels very weird when they collide. It feels like something you can walk through.
Yeah.
So I actually remove the collision. And it's actually a little bit tricky to say they have block collision in Nyx, and they are like for nature, and for Nyx they have like you can go through collision. For
Yeah,
the
that's what I
NAF
was saying.
map,
Like,
yeah.
we need to make sure that the design for this then is well thought out, right? For the case I have right now, I, for instance, know that the player cannot be at that location until they cleared the corruption, and so it's fine if it doesn't block immediately. But I can already see that you don't want to be like conscious of that all the time. Well, you would mess up, especially since the bushes are really good at filling spaces. But we don't exactly know if you could still slip through from a higher point and then you kind of stuck.
Yeah. You usually want those to be like that you can at least dash through, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, makes sense, total sense. At this point, I should add my grass fields and be done with the map. There's like the big center point in the map where I want to showcase some of the bigger changes with corruption. For sure, and then yeah. See, you shouldn't show my map anyway. You know why?
Oh, right. Big secret.
Big secret. As you know, Chad, I like my jump paths and weird secrets. Yeah, I actually removed the green and pink, like lower hanging props from this map, because I felt like, okay, there's like you already have like the quickwood forest that has a nice transition, and these felt like a bit too much. Oh, I need to do the water plants. Oh, right. Those are the easiest. You can literally randomly place them currently, and it just looks good underwater, right? Like,
Yeah. Will you actually, do you plan to do a prop map for those too, like a field plane?
yeah, exactly. I plan to do a field map for those.
Yeah. Once we have like the multi-layer option.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I tested it. What I wanted to do with the map here was mainly test how it looks like when like the corruption is there. Those props are actually not there, and they come back when the water, when the corruption goes away, because we still like the color will change, right, for the water. And so it makes sense that also the plant life is different. But anyway, Flora joined,
yeah.
Hi,
means
Flora.
I can go, and we
Alright.
still have the same. I'm sorry, it's like 10. I mean,
I know. It's almost 11:30.
yeah. See,
half
like
past
I already won't get enough sleep because I'm waking up at probably 6 or 7 in the
Wow.
morning.
I
It's
just
too
have to
warm
be
to sleep.
awake at 1:30.
Yes,
Have to be awake at 1:30.
I will
10.
literally annoy you.
Yeah, do that.
I see Felix skipped the best tracks.
Wait,
Well,
what
then
is happening?
there has to be another time where we can talk about Thor and new One Piece chapters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we shouldn't do that on stream because it's
Talking about One Piece.
That's
Oh,
true.
you mean the chapters?
Mm.
Okay, no, I was thinking about the movie. I'm not a
One
big
Piece Red?
One Piece. Yeah, I'm not a big One Piece follower. But the movie is somewhat interesting, not as a movie, but because, damn, that soundtrack is so good. Because they have like this really good Japanese singer doing like the singing voice of the main character basically from that movie, and I was a fan of her before, but the tracks that she does for the movie are really, really good. Like,
Nice. That's good. I actually wanted to tell you about something because today I read a really short article, and it said Ichiro Oda says you can skip the first 1,000 chapters. He won't mind.
yeah, of course, absolutely.
I was like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. And then I read the not the original tweet, but an English translation of it, and they completely misinterpreted it because he basically said that he always wanted to create a manga where you can enjoy the ending the most, and but he basically said when people join now, that's a good time to join.
Yeah,
but that just sounds like typical news, like taking a comment and interpreting it in all the wrong ways.
Yeah, the
Just get
1,000
fixed.
chapter number just came from nowhere. They just picked a number. And of course it doesn't make any sense to skip 1,000 chapters, and you will only be confused. It's so stupid. Really good laugh.
I mean, what you can do is simply watch a YouTube summary that summarizes everything
I can.
from
That
up
would
to
work.
the Wano arc, and then
How
watch
long
the
would
Wano.
the summary take though? I mean, probably you
Maybe
would have
half
to watch
an
it.
hour. It
Half an
just-
hour? What?
Depends how
the important
detailed.
bits in the story are how the team gets together, and then what their goal is, and then what each of the party members goes through in the different arcs.
Then you don't understand why
Chapters go much faster than the manga, than the
yeah.
anime too. Like you shouldn't forget, like the anime is stretched out.
Yes.
Sure.
Same with Naruto. I can explain Naruto to you in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
yeah.
that's especially true for those long-running anime series that you don't really have that often anymore. But One Piece, of course, still does it because it's One Piece.
I mean, it also is like ever since the kind of like second act, so to speak, began. Like this is where you could jump in, theoretically, after the time skip, and you would be like very fast catch up on everything because since the second act, everything is kind of tied together, right? All the story elements or the arcs are like very tightly packed together, and they all have reasons why they go from A to B and why they have to go from A to B, right? And then obviously there are sub stories with everything.
But yeah, I mean, you would still miss out on a lot of things that come into play here and there, and probably in the future too. But I don't know. I think it's now is a really good time to get into One Piece because officially the last saga started.
Yeah, right.
No, really, it's
No, I know.
officially
I
last
know.
saga.
I wasn't kidding. I know. That's what.
It sounded very sarcastic and like, oh yeah, right.
I know,
Sure.
I follow the news at least.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a really cool thing also to just experience the series live in quotation marks. Just discussing
Just
it.
have the
each
entire
week.
final arc be animated or like storyboarded by that one woman that did that one episode in the Wano arc, which is basically
I still have to see the good episodes in the Wano arc. It's,
I mean, I often hear about the
we
One
watched
Piece
that
anime.
episode together.
oh, that one. Oh yes, okay, that was cool.
Like, just have it all the time like that. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Obviously, they can't do that because they have to do an episode every week. But
Mm-hmm.
And budget and everything.
I mean, she had the same budget though.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. It's usually less about the budget and more about getting the top talent into the show, and they
I mean, yeah,
can't
she
always
just
do
knows
it.
how to make a good storyboard. You know, if you tell an artist, draw me this bad storyboard for like the anime, then they will draw this because it's their job, right? If you give them a good storyboard, then they will draw a good storyboard.
Yeah, but it's also about like how it sometimes getting like the right key animators for
Yeah, exactly,
certain
like,
episodes. It's
If
like
you obviously like, there's a like demand for these artists, right?
I mean they
They are
often
busy
recruit them
because everyone
online.
knows they are very talented, and
Yep.
you want
I
to
mean,
use
it's-
them for the good shit.
I mean that's why so many shows basically recruit like good artists online that that made a name for themselves on Twitter or something, like with Kai and not KU Kinematics or however he was called, and some others that they recruited for like Dropless Reincarnation and some other shows to make certain scenes look extra good. Really nice
Yeah,
stuff.
you can bet on them making a good impact, right? Like when you hire Studio Trigger, you probably get some nice animations out of that if they are really animating,
Yeah.
and they can do a lot with less too.
That's true. Yeah, it's really. I mean, there's like reports from so many shows that have like the reputation of looking super good. Like even One Punch Man, season 1, it didn't have a super high budget. Even it just had like a lot of really good artists that were super passionate about the source material. That were like, yeah, we are good. We are making this good, and then it became good. Basically.
Yeah, but obviously, like for big production, becomes harder to
course,
keep
of
that
course.
value. Anyway,
like-
I should be going.
Yes.
All right, I will
Bye.
be going now.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, I think I'll also wrap it up within the next half an hour. But it's actually, I mean, it's pleasant to do a game that stream while mapping. It's like mapping is something you can do, and you can just the time goes by. You know, you can talk. It's fine.
And you can listen to podcasts, okay, not watch streams, but listen to certain streams that you don't need to watch. Again, podcast-like stuff. You can easily listen to that, do some mapping stuff. It's really nice.
But man, the mapping tool works so great. I mean, I've been mapping for so long. This map has a whole bunch of entities and it's still running so freaking fluid on my machine.
Definitely. It's like, of course, there's still small kinks that you might iron out at some point, but
Sure.
overall, the mapping tool is already.
But just compare
Really
it to
comfortable.
what we had to work with in crosscode. It's like,
And I think even crosscode was already pretty good compared to what some other studios maybe have further thing. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, we
even
already.
Crosscode had a decent tool.
I mean, we wouldn't have been able to create this kind of game without proper tools. Speaking of good artists, hire Yui Kanong for gorgeous drawing.
We did.
We did already for community stuff, so
we
probably
already
keep doing this if she has time.
Yep.
For us.
Oh, I think she does. I mean, she's doing commission work, and we can always basically pay her above commission rate, and then it's all nice. Also, Felix, important question. You did skip the important Meta Baby clip. Did you skip it very early?
Yes.
Okay, then I need to play it again later.
No, we actually heard it.
No,
We did actually
okay,
heard
good.
it. Yeah, we did hear it, yes.
Good, because you need to listen to the original because she delivered it much better than me.
No,
Okay.
not really.
Really? You think I did it better, Felix?
Yes.
It-
Because,
I mean,
because then you're not a YouTuber.
But I mean, it's not like I care about that or anything. But okay, that's nice. I'm very good at delivering things. Very good.
Yes.
I'm basically a delivery man.
Yeah, you have to work at DHL or something.
Also, speaking about anime stuff. First of all, we finally need to watch Made in Abyss at some point. We need to watch the movie and then the season 2 things. Also, I have already continued watching Isekai Oji-san or Uncle from Another World up until season 3, episode 3. It's it's still so fucking funny. It's amazing. It's like such a funny series. Like I already really liked episode 1, but it gets funnier with every episode. It's great. And I'm almost 100% sure that you will also find it very funny.
Yeah,
because
I mean, it sounds like the premise looks funny already. So.
The thing is, it's also basically ideal for our generation. I mean, we didn't really grow up with Sega so much. At least I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about you.
Me neither. No, I mean I didn't. Definitely not.
Yeah. I mean the show makes a lot of Sega jokes. But I mean, we still kind of know about it. We still are from that generation. We still know the console wars in a way. And some other like things. It's basically ideal because the premise is like that this guy got into a coma in the early 2000s, then was in the different world for 17 years, and then woke up again and has like all the culture shock of being away for 17 years. It's like ideal for us because we know both times, and it's like it's so great, so funny.
Yeah.
It also makes great parodies of RPG tropes, but in a much smarter way than most isekai. Because with most isekai, it's like, oh yeah, the hero is like an otaku. He knows all the RPG tropes, and that's very funny, Felix. That is very funny. I repeat, very funny. But in that series, it's different, because the dude is a gamer, but he never played RPGs because he just couldn't remember quests and stuff, and he always got lost. And that makes for like some super funny jokes, actually. It's amazing. It's a really good show. We should definitely watch it at some point. I don't even mind rewatching it because it's really funny.
Sounds like a plan.
And I really also like the art style and everything.
We really have to work on those stones.
The stones, are they not?
Yeah, I don't like those stones because like all of them are too big. I want smaller stones.
Oh no.
All of them
Smaller
are too big.
Yeah. So basically, Felix, you need to get your rocks off.
Yes.
So they're smaller rocks. Get it?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I need different stones.
Okay.
I
also
it's bugging me about the stones. Yeah.
Also more anime stuff or manga stuff. I wanna. Or do you have any important things?
Pebbles. Any important things?
Yes. Yeah. Active in the OCC community. Something didn't miss the block drawing. She deserves to be high. Oh yeah. I mean, Yui is definitely. She will definitely get more things done. I also read an isekai manga yesterday, actually, spontaneously, because someone told me about it and it looked kind of interesting. And it was good. I was so impressed, Felix.
But what?
Isekai stories can be good.
What
They can
isekai?
I will explain. I will just say before, isekai stories can be very good and very enjoyable, and it's not even hard. You just need to not do the annoying
bullshit.
power fantasy things. Yeah, if you don't do that, they can become very good.
Mhm.
It's a pretty obscure isekai manga that's called something. I think it's called a handyman, some name in another world. So the main premise is basically that the person who is in the different world. I mean, very traditionally, some guy gets transported to another world, and the main twist is that he's like a blue collar worker, like some handyman, basically.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a very simple premise, right? Doesn't sound very
Sure.
special. It's just, but it's good because it doesn't have the stupid isekai tropes. The characters are charming, the world is charming, and it has very good humor.
Mhm.
Done. Good show.
Okay. I mean, it's
And-
it's not even so much about the premise. I mean, it's so much more about the execution very often.
Yeah, I know. That's
so
the
that's
thing.
why you cannot, even if the premise sounds stupid or generic, it can still be a very good show. So
The thing is, some aspects of the premise can already basically clue you in that the show might be bad, because it might go for the typical like tropes that usually are in those bad shows. Like, oh yay! For example, in this anime season, we apparently have 2 isekai that have slave apologia tropes. That are basically, oh yeah, there's slavery. Kind of a bummer, but I mean, this is what they do in this world, so that's okay. Maybe I should also get a slave. And that's basically 2 isekai shows this season. It's like, oh yeah, great, amazing. But yeah, that show doesn't do it. It's really interesting. It's really low key in a way. It's very comedic early on, and it already got an anime adaptation announcement, and I have to rant about this now.
yeah.
Because very important. This is the female lead in the manga. I'm just gonna post it in Discord. It's in Discord now. It's basically a knight. She has a
Okay.
scar. She's very cute, but she's also very tough. And what else? And she also actually wears a practical armor. It's nice.
Okay. And
And most of that is true in the anime too, with the armor and everything, but that's her facial design in the anime. I'm like, what? What happened? Why? You moified her.
that looks very generic.
And also they very understated the scar. Like, she has a very
That's
visible
true.
scar. And
Yeah.
it's like, why? It annoys me a bit. I don't know. It's like,
Wow.
You can control this trick very quick. I mean, so
we must. Yeah, we draw this quick and it cute. It very waifu, and people
it
get.
would-
And the thing is, I posted this on a Discord that I'm on, and one person on that Discord who is kind of known for being like the cutesy waifu connoisseur is like, I don't know. I mean, I like this. I was like, yes, of course you would like this. Fucking plebs.
This is fine, but I
fine.
like this.
I like this. Yeah. Right. But yeah, it's nice. And also, before people say, "Oh man, Hannah spent so much time wasting manga," that manga was basically 3 volumes long for how far it got translated. So it was really not much to read. It's a very breezy read and everything. Okay, and last manga thing, Chainsaw Man is very, very good, and it has a character that is basically has a Shizuka design, but it's a cooler Shizuka because she has more scars. Otherwise, she's basically Shizuka.
Yes, scars make everything cooler. We know it.
Yeah. I mean, Shizuka said it herself. Scars are badass. That means if you
that's
have
true.
more, I mean, it's facts and logic, and they don't care for your feelings. I'm sorry. defeating Y with facts and logic.
Yep.
So I actually went to visit a friend over the weekend, and
Nice.
We finished watching Gravity Falls. It
Oh,
was
okay.
his first time watching it, and it's just such a good show. It had a few weeks ago 10-year anniversary. If anyone hasn't watched it yet, please watch it. It's really good. It's not that
Yeah.
long. It's only 2 seasons.
It was only
It's
2
completely.
seasons?
There's only 2 seasons.
What? I thought it was
So
longer.
it's
Yeah.
that short? I
mean-
thought it was.
Interesting.
I think they're like 26 episodes each, I think, or something like that. So it's longer than you expected, but they're also just 20 minutes, and there's a whole lot of mystery. It's all connected. It all comes together in the end in a really good finale.
Yep.
And it's just completed. It's a really good story over a summer, and when the summer ends, the story ends too.
Yeah, it's a very nice wrapped up story. Nice
Didn't even
characters,
know that.
very amazing humor in general. Like the humor is really, really nice. There were like some
Yeah, and-
episodes where I was laughing like crazy. Like the one where they had like the trip thing. Where he kind of like ate something, or like was it like Mabel who ate something and she was having those
Oh, yeah, she's on Sugar Rush. I
Sugar
think.
Rush and the dolphins with the muscles. Oh man, I don't know. Like this scene broke me. This was I don't know. I will never forget this.
Yeah, a lot of the humor and even the meme humor still holds up. It's just it uses outdated memes, but even then, that's a meme by itself, using outdated memes. Like the motivational hanging cat meme or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was already outdated at the time when they aired this.
Yeah. I also watched the new Thor movie, and it was pretty fun. The first kind of half was very, I don't know, it didn't have a good flow in my opinion. It was weirdly cut in a weird, not, you know, when a movie is cut with no real rhythm to it, or the rhythm is a bit too fast, so you can't catch up really. It's just
Isn't that like?
something seemed off about it.
I had that feeling. Okay, I mean, I think I had that feeling quite often, but I do remember when we watched The Last Airbender, like the shitty live-action movie. I actually had that feeling the entire time that the scene flow was so bad. But I know what you mean.
Bad, of course, it was just
Not bad. Yeah, not that bad.
It was just the second half was much better. It was much more focused on the actual story and characters, and the first half is messing around a lot, I would say. And I wouldn't say it's as good as Thor 3, because that one is just really good. It's just really fun.
Yeah, Thor
Good
3 was a
experience
great
all over.
like a good movie.
So I would put it past that, right behind that, or right underneath that.
So you want to say it's better than Eternals?
Yes,
Okay.
just barely, but no.
No, yeah, it's
Oh my
a
God.
close call.
Eternals was so bad. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
So such good like CGI and filmmaking, but such a bad film.
yeah, I mean, even the CGI is good, but the entire it had such bad action scenes. The entire direction of those action scenes were so unenjoyable. It's like, man.
Yep.
Okay, but anyway, I've heard like similar things about Love and Thunder. It's like a bit mixed what I heard about it, but I mean, most were overall positive.
Yeah, it had some really funny scenes and some unexpected things and stuff. And there was a scene where I was imagining if I would see that as a kid, that would be one of the best things ever. So it was just my inner child was really happy in that scene. Rather combust than watch a Marvel movie. McDonald's of movie industry is so accurate.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, Marvel, they're still... I mean, I have to admit, I was very high still on Marvel, on MCU franchises up until a few months ago. Like, at least relatively speaking to, like, what it is. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, MCU is like this super mainstream thing, which of course it is. But I was still like, yeah, it is, but it does it very well, and I don't have the fatigue with it as I did with Star Wars for like a long time. And I have to admit, with after Miss Marvel, it kind of started for me, because Miss Marvel was for a long time a pretty good, interesting show, but there was some aspects to it that were just so tiresome. Especially in the last episode, I was just so tired of everything.
Yeah. I can see that. I was hoping they would do something grander with the show.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, but I mean, you have heard like that there were a lot of problems with like the CG artists, with how they were treated during the production, and how basically
we're still talking Hollywood here.
Yeah, Hollywood and Marvel apparently seems to be extra bad with how they treat their 3D artists and how they plan like. Or they basically plan out scenes. Like, I heard like stories that they often need to get asked to basically redo certain scenes, like in 2 days or something, because they need it now. Like,
Wow, that's ridiculous.
And stuff.
It's kind of weird because Marvel actually has a really good pipeline overall. Like they pre-plan, previs everything years before the actual production of the movie begins. So they usually know exactly what they need, but I guess it's different with the shows.
But the problem is also, I mean, it's not just the shows apparently. It's all with CG. The problem is also with the movies apparently. The thing is, I mean, I think you heard it before, but the reason why CG is moved so commonly for even for things where you think like, do you really need CG for that? It's not just because it's like easier, quote unquote, but also because it's cheaper, for the reason that CG artists are one of the few crafts in the industry that are not unionized. Almost everything else, like the comparison was with animal handlers, for example. If you want to shoot an animal scene with a real animal, you have to work with animal handlers who earn pretty well and have like a strong union. So often, alternatively, they just say, you know what, just CG that bitch being like an evil dog. Yes.
Especially if you can outsource it very
easily. Stuff like that, and apparently they also there's also the thing that they apparently don't really have the right amount of respect towards the craft, like the higher ups. So they think like, oh yeah, it's just some stuff doing digitally on the computer, so you can easily do that in like a few days, right? So we don't need to organize things as cleanly as we do usually with like practical effects. We can basically wing it, and the CG artists will just magic it somehow, kind of. And yeah, that's basically the problems that they apparently have, which also, of course, can cause CG effects not be as good as they could be if they had more time, better payment, better working conditions, stuff like that. Yeah, and also, which was like the biggest punch in the face. I think they did that before actually, but I've seen some behind the scenes or like some commentary clip for the new Thor movie, with Taiki Waititi or whatever, or who he's called. The guy is a director or something. And I think some one actress, and they were basically riffing a scene of the movie because the CG of that scene looked a bit off. They were basically riffing that, and at the first glance you would say, "Oh yeah, they're riffing their own movie. Such good humor." But if you think about it, they're basically riffing the hard work that their CG artists did, and the reason why that it looks that lackluster was most likely not because of the CG artists, but because the managers or organizers or directors or something didn't give them good direction or not enough time or whatever. So that's really shitty if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, riffing is always, you know, like when the people involved, they might not find it as funny. And I mean,
the thing is, if some randos on the internet riff it, I mean, that's fun basically, and that doesn't really.
Well, I mean, not necessarily for the creators. It depends.
Yeah,
right?
but the thing is, it's different if like some randos on the internet riff something, and it's entirely different if your boss basically riffs your work.
Yeah, I mean that is like especially critical because there's like this more personal connection or like direct connection to the people who work.
Disrespectful if you think about it, because those people that are riffing it are to a large part responsible why it looks like this. It's like, yeah. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Also regarding back again, I wanted to say something too regarding that Marvel is like low quality movies and stuff. I think of them like roller coasters.
Yeah, I mean that's valid.
Or something like a fun theme park or something.
The thing is, yeah, okay, go on.
I go into there. I don't expect the like deepest themes or something like that, or the most, I don't know, smartest movie and stuff. It's just fun. It's really just good fun, having a good time.
So like the
and
Transformer
enjoying
movies.
myself.
No.
Yeah, the thing is, they're better than the Transformer movies.
Yes.
Okay. But still not perfect.
I mean, some of them are really good, I would say.
I mean,
But,
I didn't watch that many, but the few I watched are actually really entertaining. Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, I would even argue that there still are a few Marvel franchises that are very original and actually somewhat, I mean, I wouldn't say smart, but I mean, for example, which one was it that was pretty which one was, fuck, I forgot. There was like, I mean, anyway, there are a few movies that I would even say are very high quality entertainment movies, like, and even not very dumb. If you think about that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Not dumb.
What was it again? I mean, sure, the second Captain America movie, for example, is seen as one of the smarter ones. The second Guardians of the Galaxy movie too is also pretty well written in many ways, if how it wrote
That's
the characters.
actually one I watched, yeah.
And
I kind of like the first one more, though. I don't know exactly why.
I understand in a certain way. The second movie had like some pacing problems in the beginning, but it had a way more interesting villain at the end. The villain was really good.
Sure, yeah. The villain of the first one was pretty generic, I think.
And of course, the third Thor movie was also really fun. It was a way more entertaining fun, but still. And fuck. And I would say the Shang-Chi movie was also really, really good and also somewhat relevant because it had like this whole Asian American experience thing that seemed pretty authentic in many ways. So that was nice. Which was also an aspect of Ms. Marvel that was really, really good in the early episodes. How they portrayed like the Muslim American experience and things like that. Nice.
That's true. Quick question. Elvia asked, does the water have physics or is it an animated tile set? It's actually a shader, so it's basically procedurally generated.
Yeah. It's not really physics, so to say. I mean, but it's it's a custom shader. It's not just graphics.
Yeah. In a simplified way, you could say it's just some noise textures scrolling over each other and then some filtering on top.
Hmm. Okay, let's add some grass here.
I'm also excited because they announced a ton of new things for Marvel coming over the next few years.
Right. Now I remember Moon Knight was actually really, really good. Okay, go on.
For example, a new Daredevil series is coming, and Daredevil on Netflix is really good.
I heard about that, and you can also watch it on Disney Plus now. They have all the Disney Plus movies on all the Netflix ones on Disney Plus.
Still don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's pretty worth it if you maybe not for on a long term, but has some good stuff to it.
Yeah, for example, we just watched Gravity Falls on Disney Plus.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can also watch all those quality Star Wars things. I mean, there are some quality Star Wars things, but not all of them. And I mean, I still hold very tightly to the fact that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a very, very good show. And it's also...
I still need to continue that.
It starts a bit mediocre, I would say, because it starts very, like, problem of the week-ish, somewhat X-File-ish. But it has some really, really nice plot lines and how the characters are written and stuff like that. It has a bit of some... it obviously has a way lower budget than the actual Disney shows that they later made, the Disney Marvel shows. But so sometimes you have like some action scenes that just don't look as good as you would expect comparatively to bigger budget things. But I mean, I would actually argue that like a lot of martial arts fight scenes are way better in that show compared to stuff they had in Miss Marvel, for example, which kind of was a bit of a failure in terms of action choreography.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. I agree.
I don't want to be too mean to the main actress because I think she is very new to that, and I think it is a bit of a tough thing to expect that she will just have the martial arts like or athletic training to pull off some really good moves, and also the character is not supposed to be super athletic in the beginning. But like sometimes, and I think it's mostly also the direction of the scenes. Like they had such a weird camera cuts. It's like, and then some of the effects they used. Anyway,
but I expect great things from her, actually.
Yeah. She's great, I think, as an actress overall. So. Those spiky brown things.
Maps runs okay.
Got a question. Those spiky brown things blocking the path seem like destroyable stuff with elements or something. Are they something like that? Spoiler.
No, they're not. Those things actually can't be destroyed. Other things will be, but not those. We might still tweak the shading of those to make this a little bit more clear, but I mean, they will not react to anything you do, so... Whoop.
But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to some shows still. Yeah, it's true. I think I just need a bit of a break from the Marvel things, which I will get because there's not much I will actually watch in the near future. That is Marvel. Until Love and Thunder comes out for free on Disney Plus. And I think then the next series we get, is it She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, yes.
Okay, I mean that might be interesting. We'll see.
They can
So,
make great things with it.
didn't they? Wasn't there some drama that they reduced her sickness or something?
Yes and no. I mean,
it
it's
was
accurate to some comics and it's inaccurate to some other comics. So
Yeah, no, but wasn't there something with the actress that she was actually somewhat sick, but then they reduced it or something? I wasn't able to follow the quote unquote drama around it.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Mm.
Oh, I also watched Umbrella Academy with my friend.
Oh, the
And we
Resident Evil.
almost finished.
Oh, it's different.
We almost finished the first season, and there's a really cool detail for the character of Elliot Page that
Ah, yeah.
actually, like, maybe it's just my headcanon, but it makes sense that the character like takes some time to realize that he's trans and stuff. Because there's this other character, I think I can say that, who's... maybe I shouldn't spoil it, I don't know. Spoiler alert, I guess, for Season 1, Umbrella Academy, but just a small one. There's a character that can tell you something and then you're forced to do it. And she basically says to one that you're ordinary. And, or you believe you're ordinary, something like that. And yeah, it's it makes sense in that context. I thought that was really cool. Because when you think you're ordinary, you can't possibly be trans, right?
I see. Like, that makes okay. Now I get it. Now I get what you mean. Speaking of Umbrella Academy, did you hear about the Resident Evil series? That
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I only saw that they used some outdated memes or stuff like that. for the
Anime
restaurant.
comments like the very rare anime, what was it? Decadence.
yeah, it's very rare, and they found it on Ya.
Oh, no, not Naya.
Oh, right.
Naya, right? On
Naya.
Naya.
On Nair. Not Nya. Nair.
And then also some other scene where someone was like, yeah, no, I'm into what was it again? Into some porn, into some furry porn. Someone
Zootopia porn.
Zootopia porn, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Damn it. Don't
Yeah,
do
like
this.
the TLDR. So people said about it. Yeah, this show is trying to be way too online. But there was
Right,
also like
by the way, I just wanted to mention, I think we can wrap up the stream.
we still have to talk about a few other small things, but I'm gonna still prepare the wrapping up. I'm gonna prepare the wrapping. Yo, I will wrap. Up. Play.
Oh, by the way, Björn will send me a photo of his Blu-ray collection. And I will send it to you too.
Why?
Or maybe we make a group or something. We have a group.
We have a group. We have several groups.
And then we can pick and choose.
Ah, I see. That's a good idea. I also wanted to say something. There was something I wanted to say. What?
Also, if you didn't, I don't know if you saw it. I mentioned it in the chat before, but I'm feeling slightly better today.
That's very
and
good.
maybe I can move in the coming days, like just walk and stuff.
You see, yeah, that's big progress. Moving is good.
But yeah, I've been basically sick for 3 weeks now.
That's a long time for. But did you need to take antibiotics for like?
Yeah, I'm currently taking antibiotics.
I mean, that's always a thing. I mean, it's always a bit critical, like needing to take antibiotics for that long. But I guess.
No, I just started a few days ago.
Okay. Just to get it.
I had a cold, and then the cold was over, but not really. And then I had an inflammation in my stomach, and so yeah, it sucks.
I can see that being healthy is good. It's a pretty unideal state, not being healthy.
All right, the music is playing. It's time to end the stream. Yes.
Did we mention that there's we did talk about the new Valkyrie Profile game last time.
Yeah, last time I think we did. Yeah.
Also, Xenoblade is coming out soon, and also, that's about it. Don't forget to take a look at the new talent at HoloStars, the male talent at the VTuber company HoloLive, Cover Corp. They are very charming. I like them. Okay.
When can we expect the NFT update to Terra? Never.
NFT.
Never. When will
By the way,
we
let's
finally
not-
be that?
It's good that we don't have a soundboard anymore because now we see that there is no strength in Unity.
Oh yeah.
Also, speaking of NFT,
That's right, because we are fucking idiots, all of us. Jesus.
we are all idiots.
Yeah,
We don't
like
monetize
the
our
Unity,
games.
the Unity chef told us, like CEO. We are
CEO,
all
yeah.
fucking idiots.
All fucking idiots, all of us.
Yeah, for not maximizing profit, right?
Well, not maximizing profit. We could be so rich.
Yeah.
Could be so rich, but we are not.
So rich. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, something that we need to know. We need to say. So many people from our old maker community are so famous, you guys. And we talked about this one person who we knew from that forum, who's like a professional German voice actor. And I think we didn't mention that, but he is also the voice director for the JoJo series, apparently.
Voice director.
Director.
Yeah.
Voice
Wow.
director.
He does voice directing too, and I was actually thinking about asking him for some help for Terra, maybe.
That
in
would
the
all make
future.
sense.
All right
But he's
then.
German, so he can't do it for English.
Yeah.
But no, anyway.
Maybe he can give me some pointers, and that
Yeah,
helps already.
okay, that's true. Reminds me of Christina Wee, yes, who's also like a very a veteran voice actress, and she also did some voice direction from what I hear. So it makes sense that you at some point go into that, maybe. Anyway, Felix, please wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap.
So thanks
What are you
everybody
waiting
for
for?
watching. Hope to see you again for the next stream. Could add a NPC in Crosscode talking about, hey, they should add NFTs to the game lore, and the others slap him. Yeah.
We'll wait for that, sadly. But that reminds me, there will be another hotfix maybe soon.
Yeah, maybe soon.
It will fix a
Last
very
one.
important thing.
For real.
For real, the last one.
Yeah.
Final four. Final.
Yeah, ultimate final.
It will fix some very important things, like potential soft locks in very rare cases and some typos.
And also we might become Steam Deck verified thanks to this update, because we recently got a review by Steam and it's playable, but there's like a few things like going to the Twitter page on the title menu where you have to get the mouse to cancel it, and I fixed that so you can actually cancel with a gamepad.
It's a good idea.
We should make sure we don't make this mistake with Terra. It's kind of stupid. Anyway, that kind of like avoided. That's why we didn't get Steam Deck verified. But yeah. And yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
let's wrap this up with sign failed. Anything else to say? I think I said everything.
You've said everything that is to say for everything else.
Yeah.
Stay safe, stay hydrated, everyone.
Yes,
stay
make
hydrated
sure
and
you stay
stuff.
hydrated in summer, which is very hot.
Yes.
I hate climate
Yes.
change.
Felix, it's a shame that we
It's
didn't.
not over.
What?
It's a shame. It's a shame that we didn't have a stream drawing, because then you could have Leia say, "Stay high," and then Sergey said, "Rated."
Wow, that's actually a good idea. Maybe for next time when it's still hot, because summer isn't over yet, and I hate
Yeah,
it.
it's not even August, so.
Okay. So hope to see you again next stream, and have a good, nice evening and a nice,
Yes.
remaining week. So until then,
Yes.
bye bye.
Don't forget to eat your meta babies. Bye bye.
No meta babies. Bye.
Meta babies.